Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today we're going to be preparing for the Before the Shadow expansion in Lord of the Rings Online. And yeah, the mini expansion, which was set to release November 8th, has been delayed 1 week, and now it is scheduled to release November 15th for anybody that did not know. But one thing I want to address early in the stream is why I am calling this needing to level, because that seems kind of silly for a mini expansion that is 2 zones for level 1 to 32. That's like all the questing content in the expansion. Well, because of some other important changes coming in the update and the patch, I am actually wanting to level a few different characters, or at least play them a little bit. So you'll notice right now I'm on my lore master. He is probably one I intend to get to, but he was just convenient to log into at this moment, to be honest.
Hello,
And
friend. Could you help me with something?
let's see, where was I going with that?
Greetings, friend.
Anyway, yes, I do plan to level because of some important changes coming in the patch for Before the Shadow. I also accidentally messed up a couple things with the cat cam, so it's like mostly where it should be, but yeah, just in case it seems a little bit off, I might have to fix that a bit later on. That is me. There we go. That's the one we wanted. Close up of the cat. Okay, back to the game though. Yeah, so one of the changes is going to be for the class trait points. That's the big thing for all my like low to mid-level characters. Just want to get them a little bit set up where I actually feel like I can play them a little bit more. And then yeah, maybe the main cam will become cat cam midstream. In fact, let's do that a little bit early stream. And then the other thing that I wanted to do with leveling is get my Warden, my new made Warden, to the level cap. I already have a level cap Warden, but I am going to be doing my level 134, 135-ish Warden. Trying to get him to the level cap. I don't know this stream, but I plan to primarily play Warden this stream as a heads up, but then start to get other characters a little bit more organized is the general plan. So the reason I want to get a level cap character is, one, there is the skirmish, and my kin might run level cap version of the skirmish because that's going to be new and we'll be interested to see the rewards and the such. And then otherwise, there is, yeah, the big thing is the delvings. So I want to start off with the mini expansion, probably start it off with leveling to be honest, but I want to start off with the option to just do a whole bunch of delvings on preferably my new made Warden, who is my lower level Warden, but it'll all eventually be solved when I get this Warden, new main Warden, to the level cap. So one of the reasons I'm not on my Warden right now is I have been here talking and rambling on for like 5-6 minutes now, and I actually have an XP boost going on for my new main Warden. And I just didn't want that timer to run out. And conveniently, the Lore Master, he is a character that really needs some organization. So y'all might remember when we first came back from my little summer break, I guess you could call it, and the transfers were open from Anor, and my kin decided to go to Landreval, so I was transferring all these characters to Landreval. I had this huge mess of things. I honestly still have this huge mess of things. But yeah, one of the things I can do for this character is start maybe organizing him a little bit more. I have a lot of interesting things that I did not know about on this character, like Incomparable Coffer of Gilgalad, Ancient Script and Banner of Gilgalad housing item. Okay. Don't need the ancient scripts, and I currently don't have a house to put that banner in. Maybe in the future. Just never have time to dedicate to housing. So Andrew, you're wondering if I'm in a rush to get the level cap. I could run Thickle Gundu, and that is possible. I don't actually know if my Warden has that unlocked, but I'd be curious to try that. I know it's something people use for ancient script. So that is a possibility. That might be a better possibility for some different characters though. But I'm not necessarily in a rush to get them to the level cap. I'm more so, as far as the whole Before the Shadow preparation, and even after the Before the Shadow preparation, after the expansion launches, I just want to get them in a position to level up. Might be a better way to phrase it. And Yeah, the stream was actually planned for yesterday, and it was also planned before we found out that before the shadow was delayed. So there was a little bit more urgency in the needing to level more specifically with my Warden and just test out some of these characters. So hello there, Cassie. You're in the living room watching wrestling with your dog, your Verti dog, and then you came into your room to watch me instead without the dog. Well, hopefully you can enjoy this. Yes, inventory, it's always a mess. Always a problem. Okay, so Andrew, you said it's about half a level per run, and one run is 20 to 30 minutes depending on class. Yeah, I think I have done the solo version of Thickle Gundu, but I have not done it much. I'm not 100% sure I've even done the solo version. I might have just done, I think there's an open landscape version, could be the one I'm thinking of. Or maybe there's a resource instance. I also know there are missions. I think missions are in Thickle Gundu. And I've run the 6-man quite a few times. But yeah, starting off with the Lore Master, I guess first thing I can do is, oh my vault. Okay, I was hoping my vault had a lot more space in it, but apparently it does not. Well, that doesn't help. If I want to organize this character and get him to where he could actually level, then I would want a cleaner vault. Maybe I won't prioritize him. It kind of sucks to log in him and not actually do anything with him. But he will be a lower priority character, which is probably how it's going to be anyway, to be honest. The higher priority characters are going to be my Guardian, who I have some very interesting ideas for leveling. Interesting to me, at least. So there's the Guardian. Let's see. I have so many characters. Minstrel is definitely one. I still want to continue his journey through Enidwaith and especially get to Rise of Isengard content. That's kind of been the long-term plan with him. I know it's been a bit slower lately. And then my Beorning, who y'all cannot even see, my level 122 Beorning over there. And that was probably a mistake because I have no idea where my head was floating before. Let's see, right about there, hopefully. And then, yeah, my Warden, main Warden right here. So maybe we can start off with... I could buy a ton of enhancement runes to make room for ancient scripts, but that seems, for me at least, for my characters and all the stuff going on with them, I think that is kind of pointless right now. I would probably end up vendoring those ancient, well, it would be those ancient scripts, but the enhancement runes. So maybe to start off, I can get to my Guardian, because I actually think there's a few interesting things going on with her. Now, one of the reasons I had not played this Guardian much, which actually, I forgot I was planning on valoring her even higher level. I actually don't know that I will still do that. Maybe I'll use the 120 and 130 Valor on lower level characters. But yeah, I have all these Valors, but honestly, at this point, I don't have too much motivation to use them. I have to get these characters organized a little bit better. But with the Guardian, I thought it would be interesting to quest in Mordor. I at least have been, this is very weird, but have been a little bit in the mood for Mordor. And with the class trait point change coming in update 34, I will feel like I can level in Mordor the way I want, which is one without doing the Black Book of Mordor, which honestly isn't the worst. But I also want to skip to Doromarth and try Doromarth on this character. I don't know why I want to do that. It just sounds like a fun thing, really. Maybe I should specify I don't know necessarily why it sounds like a fun thing, but it does. Alright, got those. And yeah, this character can do some crafting organization. So my plan, I think, with the Guardian, there are actually a couple complications, but I think I can work around them with some of the travel skills I have on this character. In fact, I could even go to, it might be best if I go to Lalia's Market and get the 3 Mithril coins. I agree with Bella, that's a great idea. Tap the like button if you love the cat cam. That would be this cam. Just cleaning herself. See, she's got to keep up her appearances. Okay, so yeah, this character has a lot of cosmetics, which unfortunately they take a lot of space. I even have some fancy dyes. I have a lot of crafting materials, crafting resources. I could probably chuck a few more of these into the vault. And then let's see, what else do I have going on? I have even more cosmetics. A lot of these I could probably destroy. So this character actually has quite a bit of space that I could free up here. It will just take me a moment to delete all this stuff. A lot of these gold colored cosmetics that you see me destroying right here, they actually have a feature in the game where you can reclaim. So I could get all these back if I wanted. I could also always just make a new character and have them as well. There are things that I get on every character. And yes, Casper, I play on Landerval. Okay, just turning my air down because that's what you need to do in November, apparently. Fireworks can go to the top. So yeah, very exciting times of organizing my character. When I say I need to level, and then I'm just sitting here organizing my character, but that's how you start the process. At least that's how I start the process of leveling characters. I do want to keep all these. I don't know why. They're just kind of keepsakes. They're evidence of having run through Great River. Great memories there as well for this character. And there she goes, done cleaning herself so she can come bother me. Perfect. These fireworks, they're fun, but they just take up so much space. Don't need the East of Net cloaks, Azure cloak. All these cloaks that I get on every character as well. I don't even use cloaks to begin with. I'm like totally in a phase of not using cloaks for the past couple of years. Speaking of, I don't even have the shield of the hammerhand showing here. Oh, there it is. That's actually the cloak I have equipped, apparently. Believe it or not, it is indeed a cloak. I like this outfit for the Guardian, so I have a couple good options. This is the old one I used, I think, from level 65, 75-ish onwards. Actually, this one I might have had to barter when I got level 75, so it could be a tad bit newer. And there goes the cat cam. Almost. Oh no, turn down the air. Yeah, air conditioner. It's way too hot inside, even though it's November. That's why I don't like the southeast, even though I decided to move here for some reason. I'm getting a lot of general errors here. Oh wow, cloaks make a lot of lag, especially if you did large raids or weather stock even. That I did not know. These agates I don't need. Gotta be careful to only put in the actually relevant crafting materials. I could probably destroy those dagger lad stuffs, but for now I have space. And we're getting more general errors, but it seems to sort itself out after a while. Okay, there is actually a faster way to do this, even with those whole general errors thing. If you're dragging things between two windows, my pro tip is to have those two windows be closer together so you're not dragging as far. Okay, I think I put some stuff in there that didn't need to go in there though. At least one thing. Can I find that one thing? I think I put a jewel in there. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it was called an agate. Oh, there it is. It's in the first slot of my inventory, so never mind. Yeah, and capes just hide the back of your character. And LOTRO especially, they're not the most... Cloaks generally aren't the most interesting to me. They're all pretty similar, kind of blocky. Some of them have neat patterns, but the overall design of them, I don't think, is the most interesting. Okay, before we log out this character, actually, and if Piper doesn't try to completely ruin our day here, I'm going to try to make it to Mordor somehow without doing the quest. I think that will require Mithril coins to be spent. So yeah, this is a little bit of a tutorial for anybody that has a level 105 character and randomly wants to pick up in Mordor without doing the Mordor book quest or the quest to lead you into Mordor, and also have easy ways to travel outside of Mordor. This is the tutorial for you. That might be something like 0.5% of 1% of 1% of 0.5% of viewers, but as long as that reaches one person, maybe it'll be worthwhile. Other than just a benefit for myself, of course. I just wonder when she'll stop bumping it. She's already knocked the cat cam down. Now it's kind of blocked by the cat cam. Oh. See? Camera. Cat. And guess what? Now she wants on the cat cam. No, Piper, don't show them that. Yep, no, BTS is just acronym for Before the Shadow. Okay, so in Lalia's market, for anybody that does not know, even if you are not that very niche market of a level 105 player wanting to travel in and out of Mordor easily, you can get the Return to Lalia's market for 3 Mithril coins, which is roughly approximate to 30 LOTRO points, which is roughly approximate to 30 cents, or just a little bit of gameplay time to get enough LOTRO points to buy a Mithril coins pack and get this. So that's something I try to actually get on every character. I think it's worth getting on pretty much every character for anybody that does not know about it. Usually I only end up getting it for characters when it's really convenient to. There is actually a chance that I have the Breland reputation port. Oh, this character won't have that because she's not a Warden or Hunter. But as far as my travel skills go, well, I have Karis Gladden. What's my state? Oh, return. That would be a good idea to search. So yeah, now I have Return to Lalia's Market. Very easy. 3 Mithril coins, pay to win port. And it conveniently takes you right next to the town services vendor and fairly close to the mission stable master. So that was the other thing with this character and all my other characters. I really, really like missions, but it always felt like I was doing something wrong by running missions because I was supposed to do this other stuff for clash trait points. So since that will no longer be the case, that's another consideration as I set these characters up, that they can indeed run missions now. Yeah, Cassie, I was. You were right. I was in the middle of reading your comment when I totally stopped. So I think at this point, we can try the Stable Masters. Hold up. We can try the Stable Masters. Or, no, we can't actually. We have to discover it. So you have to go to a... we can try. There are a few options here, actually. So best bet is just to head to Southbury at this point. And, oh, I have Camp of the Host. That's right. I have my milestone. I knew I kept looking at that for some reason. We don't have to make this complicated. Andrew, yes, if you played on Landval, I would welcome a port from a hunter, but it's no problem.
These are troublesome
That would take a
times
lot of
indeed.
waiting anyway. Either I am confused or there's no swift travel to Mordor. I thought there was. I might actually need a hunter port. Hopefully I don't, though. This is something I have not done much on my characters, so it's a little bit of an investigation for myself as well. You can even see this character was all set up for the level 105 stuff, potentially considering going through it. I do think, though, because I did a level 105 boost, even though this character was already like 85, I think that I have a relatively respectable amount of trait points. Anyway, we can try this. I don't think Karondar has a swift travel, which is not much of a modern day LOTRO thing, but I don't honestly think it's a terrible thing. Gives me a chance to travel and just look at this beautiful zone. So bright, full of hope, full of life. Makes me feel just very welcome and at home. I actually do like the rain, though. That is a positive. I also, I totally forgot to do this before the stream. I was going to say I also forgot to get my second OBS instance up, because with some of the stuff I was planning on doing today, I was hoping to record some of that just to have a basis for comparison before and after update 34. But I have been having not really issues, but I've been running into the problem that my storage devices are running a little bit low. I don't have that much disk space on. I have like a ridiculous amount of drives in my computer. I have 5. But I'm running into a problem where there's not much space on a lot of them. And the drive that I record on has like 37 gigabytes left, which is not ideal, especially when like a couple hours of footage like I might see in a normal stream. I have no idea what this audio is going to play back on. Hopefully this isn't totally interrupting the stream. Okay, good. Like this one, I have a bunch of random 120 in-game content. I think that's a safe to delete clip. But yeah, I just have a lot of stuff like that. I was going to go through it, so, you know, good to... Here, let's watch the cat cam. So we're not just sitting there in-game. And I will just hit delete. And then delete in the recycling bin. And that should be good. Now I should be able to record while we stream. I really did a bad job preparing for this stream. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, let's see if this brings the game back up. There we go. Okay, it worked. Wonderful. But yeah, so the solution to this problem that I have with storage is I actually do have another computer. You all used to see it in my background on the old setup. I built that out of, like, when I upgraded this system, I just kind of stitched together all my old parts into... it's kind of like a media center type PC that I also do use for storage. So I'm having to do a little bit of backup and transfer and migration stuff, but then I have to also put new hard drives. Maybe I should say I get to put new hard drives into my current PC. The reason okay, so I've actually considered converting the other computer that I don't really use all that much into a NAS, network attached storage. But the reason I don't do that, oh, we can go into Mordor, good. Okay, so before I get into the NAS story, for anybody wanting this tutorial, you can indeed spend 1 mithril coin if you make it all the way to the final stable master and the waste, the final one before Mordor. You can just spend a mithril coin to travel into Mordor. Very easy. But yeah, the reason I don't do a NAS is it'd basically be a waste of electricity because I'm at a point where I'd infrequently use it, but I can still use that computer just to honestly shove more hard drives in and like might as well use my old hard drives instead of just have them sit there doing nothing is what I figure. So I have to do, because the case for my current computer I think has 2 slots. It might actually have 3. No, I think it's 2 for 3.5 inch hard drive bays. 2 of those. Don't need to deal with this. So I already have 2 hard drives in there, so basically I have to replace those, but I want to get the data on these hard drives off of them before I put the new hard drives, which I actually have here. These were on sale quite a while ago, but it's Toshiba, however trustworthy they are. Toshiba, I guess I can go to the camera if anybody is interested in this. Oh, cat cam. There it is. Nope, that's a bad view. Toshiba hard drive, 12 terabyte. I have 2 of them. I'm probably going to run them in RAID setup, so I only have 12 terabytes, even though I have 2 of them. Put that there safely. And yes, one might not be able to simply walk into Mordor, but one also cannot simply ride into Mordor, at least without paying the toll. If you pay the toll, you're fine. I think it's more interesting to ride, mainly because I'm cheap, and while I have 548 mithril coins, 1 mithril coin is too expensive to take a swift travel across this zone into Endor. Plus, once again, we get to enjoy this beautiful environment. I think this one might be even more hopeful than the previous one. Just makes my character feel like she can do anything. Trying to balance the rep in Doromarth. I'm guessing, so Cassie said real life coworker plays LOTRO and every day tells you about balancing the rep in Doromarth, but I wonder if they mean Fushambal, which is technically in Tel Therui, unless there's something like that in Doromarth. I don't remember anything like that, but I guess we'll find out if that is the case. And then where would I rate Evendim Trot as a questing area? You say it's your favorite place. A little spoiler, it's not my favorite. I don't think it's bad though. I'm currently going through there on Warden. The thing with Evendim is I enjoy it, but it's just never my favorite. It's kind of, I would describe it as alright. Definitely not bad. Definitely prefer it over other zones, but I also do have some zones that I prefer over Evendim. I would probably consider it kind of similar to Breland. I wonder how, compared to Trollshaws. See, the thing is, Evendim is such a large zone, so there are a few opportunities for it to be a great zone, but there are also many opportunities for it to be kind of okay or blandish. And I feel like just everything going on in the zone, there's very little of it that stands out a lot to me. I totally forgot about the Shadow of Mordor, but that'll just make this adventure more exciting, right? I am remembering why I disliked Mordor so much with specifically Light of Arendelle now, though. Let's see, if I just try to kill... Like, I should totally be able to kill this guy completely fine. Especially if he doesn't partially parry me. Yeah, my damage is quite low. There is some potential, like at level 106 I'll obviously be able to reforge my ally. I can run missions to level 106, so there's not much problem there to me. Say hello to people in the kin while I am stunned. But yeah, I guess there is that concern with Light Everindle that I would not have any of that, jumping straight into... whatever zone this is. Like the second... I think this would be the second zone for Mordor. I did it really weird on my Warden on this server. So I unintentionally skipped Dora Marth, and I mean unintentionally as I actually meant to go back to it and meant to quest, and I was going to do all of Mordor on this Warden. But what happened is I joined my kin, so I was doing the Black Book of Mordor quest. I did all of Adun, which is one of my least favorite zones of Mordor, if not my least favorite. So I did that. I was going to go through all the other stuff, but what happened was my kin was doing just going through Mordor as a group, so I was like, okay, I will join. And it turns out that was really fun. That helped Mordor be a lot of fun. So I enjoyed the zone Tal of the Rui, even though it's a very long stretch of a zone with very little travel. I mean, the Res Circle and the Stable Master's like way up in the northwest. You do have Agronite. Technically, you could use that as a travel hub for Tal of the Rui, kind of the eastern portions of it. But yeah, there's that going on with that zone. So I did Tal of the Rui, the entirety of it. We also did Agronite, but there was also some stuff in Lingris. I think some of the book quests, I joined them for the Black Book of Mordor, whatever was here, but did not really do any of the zone quests there. I think there's some weird stuff you have to do to unlock that. So yeah, my experience ended up being quite odd on that Warden and not as planned, but the good news is I actually enjoyed what I did in Mordor on my Warden on the server. So I thought with this character it'd just be a great opportunity to check out Dora Marth, and with the character progression changes they have coming in update 34 before the Shadow, I also feel a lot more motivated to do that. So here we are. We're actually doing something involved with leveling by doing a quest here. It only took... Has it really been almost 40 minutes? Wow. And when I click finish now, I should get some XP. So we're making progress with the whole leveling up thing. That said, I don't really intend to do these quests right away. Well, be kind of excited to be honest. I was going to jump around to the other characters. Like, again, the intention for this stream, since I started it kind of late, and I actually don't know how early I want to get up tomorrow, but I wanted to run some errands early tomorrow morning. Places don't open that early, though, on Sunday, so that's why those part of my plans might be thrown off a little bit by it being Sunday. Oh, I actually have tons and tons of motes of enchantment, so I could gear this character. Problem is, all this gear starts at level 112, which will be kind of irrelevant for me when I finish, or like when I start, I should say, start this particular zone. But I did totally forget about that. Now, as far as other gearing options, this character has the Valar gear, which is okay, I think, for level 105. I don't remember it being particularly amazing, but I don't think it's bad either. But yeah, those are just, I don't know, some things to think about with this character somehow, with gear and the such moving forward. But at the very least, I will kill this Drake. Like, I can't just see a Fire Drake of Mordor and not kill it, right? Or at least attempt to. I also really like this outfit for Mordor. It feels like I just came out of Gondor, basically. Wait, Huang, you said you were teleported here randomly while inspecting some things in a random player house. Oh, I know what you did. You must have gone through the door of Mordor, which takes you, I believe, right here. In fact, I did all of this to travel to Mordor. This is a little bit embarrassing, but I did everything that I just did to travel to Mordor when I could have gone. I know my kin house has it. I don't have a personal house anymore. Basically, for some reason, like some sort of Middle Earth homeowners thing decided to kick me out because I wasn't paying upkeep or something ridiculous like that. And anyway, I could have gone to my kin house, gone through the door of Mordor, and I would have been here. I would have taken like at most 5 minutes, but honestly, just a couple minutes. I would have had to find the door of Mordor. I know there are at least two, or at least were two. My kin was doing some decorating. Hopefully they kept one door, because it's actually useful if you want to do that travel. But yeah, I could have done that. And it'll also be easy transport back here, like if I am out doing missions or something. But yeah, I think this is a good spot for this character, and I'm honestly excited to try Mordor. I'm guessing there's some issue with me being mounted previously, but I am excited to travel to Mordor. Not travel to Mordor, quest in Mordor on this character. But I really should divide my time up to changing characters. So I will switch to... Ooh, what's a good character to switch to? Beorning was the other one on the, like, kind of high up on the list. This is an actual character that I wouldn't mind leveling up all the way to the cap. Not necessarily before the shadow, but like just in general. This is probably the next character that I intend to try to get to the level cap. Going to be Luending the Beorning. Yeah, all the housing decorations that port you places are fun. So I actually did do a little bit of housing stuff with my kin recently. And I thought I'd check it out, like offer I have some reputation things that I could barter, and just thought I would help with some of the decorations that I've accumulated as well over the years. And it turns out, at least with the Erebor housing, yeah, that's a cat scratching a cat scratch thing, but with the Erebor housing, there are very few housing hooks, I think is what people call them, all like the different places you can put decorations. There are very few of those. It's really hard to fill up the house, which was a tad bit unfortunate with some of the plans we had as a kin. Okay, so this character has a number of issues that would actually make it take, I think, quite a while to set him up. The first issue is probably pretty obvious. If you all look towards the lower right portion of the screen, not quite to the cat cam, which is unfortunately has no cats right now, you'll see this inventory is completely full, and I even have a whole lot of pending loot. So we should probably deal with that, because I actually would like to, again, get this character where I can level him up. I also should probably have a war steed, shouldn't I? Uh-oh. Hold up, that would be in mounts. There's a war steed. Good. This is indeed a hoarder's inventory. I also have a character with all the virtue XP things, and I think it is Luiden, but I'm not 100% sure. He would probably be a good character to store those on. Although, see, this is the type of character that I would like to use some of those virtue XP boosts on. This character was, as might be evidenced by the level of his virtue traits, he was around level 60 when I boosted him. To 120, so he, yeah, has a little bit of virtue XP, but these are things I would like to use on him since he'd actually be an in-game playing relevant character and the such. So what is the best way to do this? The good news is let's see, how would I want to quest on this character? There are so many decisions, actually. Maybe he could actually quest through Wells of Blankblood, or I could use my level 130 boost on him. Yeah, there is a lot of loot scening in LOTRO. That's one of the reasons I almost struggle to play these characters, like among all the other issues that a big chunk of that's being phased out in update 34 with the clash trait point change. Another thing is, I'm just staring at my inventory right now, and the item management can be a little bit ridiculous sometimes. That's why carryalls are so nice, but then I don't want to spend so many LOTRO points for every character to have a nice crafting carryall or something like that. And a lot of this stuff has its uses, but it's something that I don't use that frequently, or it's like I'll do sort of batch preparation, like all these things that can disenchant ancient scripts, technically, yes. I could get rid of those by disenchanting them, or I could even sell them, but then I'd be wasting potential ancient scripts in the future. You know, it's not like I have enough banked up here. I really feel like I'm failing to make my point, so let's do... I realize this is going to be slow, but... Uh-oh. For people that cannot see, just to make my point a little bit more clear, that I don't have enough ancient scripts. Okay, hopefully you can see now. So clearly, I want to save these so I can have these potential 50 ancient scripts in the future. But they take up all the space. My cats are growling. One of them is. I think? Oh, maybe that wasn't them. I don't know what I'm hearing. I thought they might have been growling because they were in their little fight pose. And we're so close to 90k. Except I can't actually get... I can't even get more ancient scripts since I'm at the cap. Which might seem confusing that I have almost 90,000. 89,915. So I don't know. Maybe it's time to do something about that. Maybe I can let these go. 5 silver for 50 ancient scripts. But then the question is, why can't I save these? Like, I should have a clean enough vault that having these just stored in there is not a problem. So maybe that's what we should work on first. So let's go to Southbury. I think that'd be the easiest way to get things started. Oh, you all cannot see. You're just staring at my ancient scripts. Okay. The cats cannot read your name at all, but the cats are about 4 years old, I think. That's an estimate. They might be close to 5. They could be 4.5. That would probably be my best guess. Or 4 1/3. It is still only November. Oh, my cat just broke Google Chrome somehow. Pardon these delays for a moment, but I have to type something because I just thought of something. Spoiler, it might be in a video later. Oh, it's like Dominic in Korean. Yes, this cat is Piper, the one that's right here. So, F-Synergy, you were like, this is like having 5,000 LOTRO points by just playing. So if I open the LOTRO store, how do you do that? Here it is. I actually started to count at one point how many LOTRO points I got from a few different play sessions. I know y'all cannot see the LOTRO store right now, so let me move it over here, and I counted up because you can see in the LOTRO store your history for people that did not know, and I counted up all the points I got from in-game at one point. And it was quite a lot that I got from, I think this was during England Mythathel release. And I have done that, I think, previous times with, like, in Gondor on my Warden way back quite a while ago. Because I do get 500 points a month from VIP. I have 6,200 points right now, but a decent portion of those actually do come from in-game. Just from playing and not really spending them. The cats might need their own Instagram account. I only say might and not definitely because that sounds like a lot of work to me. Okay, Vault Keeper. We'll start with actually the Cell tab here, and level 123. Yeah, I don't need that. That's from, I was doing some random stuff with somebody. Okay, we are going to repair. I think repairing is actually going to be the first step, because I can't do a few things without repairing.
How may I help you?
Violet dye, might as well keep that. I wonder which character has my dyes. Could it have been Louis 7? Was he becoming the outfitter? This is also the problem. I haven't checked all these other characters. I don't even know which character was storing what lately. But I think the easiest way to do this, since I'll want to interact a lot with vendor and I'll want to interact a lot with all these different things, I think easiest way is to just go here for now. Also, which character is going to hoard all these things that can disenchant into crafting materials? That's another consideration. I think I transferred my bank alt over. Oh, apparently. Oh, Louiden is who I sent the dyes to. Okay, I can just send dyes to him again. And maybe this time actually log into him and get those. So Louiden will take, it's going to be very important that I log into him because I'm actually going to load him up with the stuff today and get the virtue XP things as well. He was at a point taking all my ally stuff, but I think I can store those on this character. Let's see, other things that Louiden can take. These should get sent, no, they're 121. They can stay on this character for all I care. Traceries, those will, unless I equip them, they'll go in my vault.
Hello.
We'll get him his town services, which since these last 2 weeks, technically I could use them on launch day for Before the Shadow. Although these are more long-term preparations for leveling these characters at this point. I also have all this stuff. Okay. We gotta get going or I will be here all night. Like, I still haven't even gotten to leveling. The main point of this stream was to level my Warden. Not just prepare these characters for eventual leveling down the road. I should eventually have more of those, but alright, I'll just equip that for now so things can be clean. Okay, let's go to my vault. 88 out of 9. Okay, good news. I can buy more. Spend gold, easy. Here's all my normal weapon auras. Okay, so I have Crimson dyes. This character, I'm still working on getting his cosmetic set. Do I want these? In reality, I'm never going to use that club. That axe looks like it can be okay. Depending on what cosmetic set I have equipped, so we'll destroy the dagger and club. Like, these maps can be useful, yes, but they just take up space. I can never find a convenient time to use these. Like, if I randomly want to go to Dwelland, I'm probably not even going to bother to check if I have a map in my vault, if I even have the town services to do that on the go. Otherwise, I'd have to get to a vault, and that might even take longer than just going to Dwelland in the first place. I think for these fireworks, sure, it's rainy, but we'll go ahead and set those off for anybody that wants to watch. There are actually, I think, EB some plugins that can track your character's inventories and vaults from, I believe it would be the last point you logged into them. Maybe it's something I should look into, but yeah, I actually have played with and know some people that do exactly that. Excel sheet to track their characters' inventories, track their gear, inventory, and things like that. Okay, so we're going to destroy even more maps. Just destroy, destroy, destroy. That is my text. These honey cakes, they're more of sentimental collectibles at this point, so I'd really rather not destroy those. There are other things I would rather destroy in here. These can disenchant to motes of enchantment. They are bound to this character, though. How am I doing on motes? Okay, I have 1,000 free spaces, so let's go ahead and destroy these. Just get rid of them. How about figments? Unless I want the flying fox, but not right now at least. And I have to unlock these. This drum is from Moria instance, I think. Let's see, these I have on other characters. Don't really worry about them right now. Okay, so as far as vault goes, I believe all this jewelry actually has no use for me anymore. That was for this character pre-boost mainly, and I just accidentally moved one. I feel like I'm actually making progress though, which is kind of exciting. There's a cat. The disconnected wife. You are holding on to elder symbols and Celebrimbor. I think those you can technically use for crafting. I think they changed them so you can use those to craft old first stage weapons again. But I'm not 100% sure. If they cannot be disenchanted into ancient scripts, I believe that would be why that is the case. Okay, can I use these yellow enhancement runes? Actually, why aren't... Oh, I know why they're not stacking. Okay. Where'd they even go? Oh, yep, this might help. So these are all 390. I don't... That actually does work, wow. Okay. Oh, nope, yeah. I didn't think it would work. The enhancement rune is too powerful for the tracery. It'd actually be nice if they let you use over-leveled ones on lower ones. It'd be basically a waste, but I figure that's better than, I don't know, storing it in my vault. Because this really is a character, when I get to level 140, I won't really want to have level 121 traceries anyway. If I happen to have a few or just don't replace them, I guess that's when this might be a little bit useful. But yeah, with chest 10, I'll save anything that is relevant for my level, so I will keep that, but all of these are just taking up inventory space. And yes, these are pretty similar to the other items that I was talking about. These disenchant into ancient scripts. Technically, I could sell them for silver if I really wanted, but there might be a point in the future when I burn through 90,000 ancient scripts for some reason and actually want ancient scripts from these. Cat watching a cat. There is. Oh, it's probably hard to see. So dark back there, but there is a cat right there. Lexi did make an appearance, even if it was a hidden appearance. Also, all these potions are low level. I just simply don't need them. I'll sell the, or unlock the level relevant ones. Honey cakes, of course, I want to keep. Have a lot of random low-level hides. Alright. That I can sell. I think that I could even sell. That deconstructs into something useful. Tome of Tracking. It's another one of those things that's like very, very rarely useful, but sometimes it actually does come in handy. Okay, so I think I am almost at a point where I can sell most of these things. Yeah, these disenchanted tank scripts, I'll want to lock them. But yeah, once I get this character's inventory at least somewhat organized, I do promise that I actually will get to leveling at some point. This kind of got out of hand kind of quick. Okay, so just double checking everything, and yes, I think that's all good to sell. So there we go. This character feels a lot more leveling ready already. I just had to do the little inventory sort and all that sort of stuff, and really just fill my vault up with all the stuff that I do not want. Yeah, we'll sell that as well. And then for these legendary item boxes, might as well put them in there. Word of craft. Okay, let's go ahead and open all these things. I don't even know what I have on this character. We'll probably get... There's a chance that I'm capped on physical mastery, but I think that would be the best long run thing for my character. I don't think I need any of the... Oh, I already have critical rating for outgoing healing. Okay, we'll just get more Ascendant Lights then. Mega Contagion. I have not seen any new word about UI graphic... Yeah, UI or graphics overhaul since... What was it, like a month or two ago? I guess I'll get even more Ascendant Lights if I don't need them. At this point, they stack. That's like the convenience of just picking tons of these. And then what else do I have? Word of Power. Okay, this one I might actually want to pay attention to because I have no idea. Oh, Area of Effect. Target count. Do I even want that? Wait, is this even reforged? Yes, it is. Okay. It's just not used to having this view. This view tracery slots unlocked, which is honestly probably one of my biggest complaints about allies while leveling is just how different it looks from level cap, and I think in a negative way overall. But let's see, I can get anything that is not multiply max morale by 1, so I already have the tanky one. So what would I like to boost this character's damage? Damage over time probably wouldn't be bad, but I think I actually would like AoE targets because that would have some applications in tank. Not that I'm doing much tanking on this character kind of randomly at level 123, but I have done a little bit, to be honest, in the right situation. So there we go. I'll also... Wait, that's, yeah, not gonna work. Okay, and then do I have Word of Craft? There we go, perfect. So I'll have the light set bonus now, outgoing healing or something like that. But, wait. Oh, hold up. I actually do have to use all 4 of these, which is not a bad thing. Also, Word of Master, I have like 3 more slots of those. I have all these things in my vault. Let's see, it was this one. So... Do I have like Relentless Maul damage already equipped or something? Yeah, I already have it equipped. How about... We have to find something that's not on the Honey Carver list that I want, that is in my vault. Call to Wild melee damage? Why not? I think at this point it might actually be better than nothing, I guess. How about turn the Tide's damage? That is useless. Basically, like completely useless. I'd rather Vicious Claw damage, I'll put it that way. Oh, apparently I already have that. I did not see it in the list. But yeah, this is actually why I'm remembering. This is actually why I already have slam damage bonus, but roar damage. I think roar damage is clear. We might get that. Oh, I already have it up there. Execute damage? I don't even use that, but it gives physical mastery. Like, I'm just going to pick something that I can equip at this point. Same with turn the tides damage. There we go. Okay. Now this character has all his traceries filled out, except the Beorning dot pulses and swarm debuff duration is too low level, and wrath refund chance. I didn't even scroll up, but that's like what I have. That's what I got from the boxes for this character's 120 Valor, whether it's good or not. Maybe you all can decide, but yeah. Okay, Cassie, let's see. He said they'll be starting sometime in the near future and plan to finish sometime before soon TM. Yep, that sounds about right with the UI and graphic overhaul. I am that much behind that I'm just getting to that comment. And then James, you said you're a returning player, last played when you were a mini and you loved it, but at endgame you realized you didn't like the pressure of raids. Want to play Captain this time around. Captain would definitely be different than Minstrel, especially if you healed on your Minstrel. So while I talk about this, I think this character is pretty much set up. Very clean inventory. He's all good to... Oh no, my pending loot. Oh, I already have that. Wait, what did it say? 121. What? Oh, have I not reforged these? Smack. Well, nothing useful there. Town services, where'd you go? I need vaults first. And then I think, unless I start dual wielding, I could actually test that with the update, but I probably won't. Okay, I'll worry about saving a random offhander. And now we're ready to switch. Okay, somebody was asking me about pressure of raids. Oh yeah, Captain. Yeah, Captain would just be quite different no matter which spec you play. You said for a damage dealer or off tank. But yeah, as far as like if you're wondering about pressure of raids, I would guess it'd be maybe a little bit lower, as long as you keep your buffs up. Tanking might be similar high with that. And Riff Magos, thank you for the $5 Australian, I guess is what the A is. But anyway, thank you for the tip, and you definitely are showing some support with that. So I appreciate that, supporting the content moving forward and just helping things keep going with the streams and videos. And yeah, that's pretty much the stuff I do on YouTube, so helping with that. So I think we are finally ready to do some leveling on the Warden. I have to decide, do I want to start with missions or book quests? So I mentioned I have an XP boost going on. I'm not too worried about it. This character is level 137, but it would help make sure that I get level 140 by before the shadow, which again, it's delayed. So there's it's a lot less time sensitive than it used to be when I originally planned this stream. So I will, yeah, I think start with missions just to make extra sure I can get to 140. I can always do the book quests for Gundabad after I'm level 140. It's no problem. And just because I have that XP boost going on, I think it'd be slightly more exciting maybe. Skirmish is good for leveling fast. Curdled wheels, you're wondering that. They are not bad. I tend to favor missions nowadays because you get more relevant rewards, is basically it. This character's inventory. Okay, I can use the Virtue XP thing. We can finally open the Silver Hobbit gift that's just been bugging me this whole time. I haven't been on a good character to do that on. And we are ready to do missions. I'm thinking Gundabad missions because that's just where this character is going, and I eventually want to do every Gundabad mission at some point. Oh, I have this old one, except I'll probably don't want to do that one right now. The Forgotten Trap Foregone Trap. That one's more of a puzzle. It'd be interesting to eventually do with y'all and actually try to figure it out. Not just look at the LOTRO wiki for it, but we'll not do that one right now, I don't think. I think with the new mission coming out, though, not the new mission, the new skirmish coming out, and Before the Shadow, if you do have that mini expansion, if you buy it, that could be an interesting choice as well. So I believe to get the stolen treasure, because I have run this mission, I think, there's another one that's very similar to this if I have not run the specific one. Also, I'm getting some hitching. Let's see. Don't know the culprit actually, but I had a video a while ago where my big tip for improving LOTRO performance was to set the CPU priority of the game to just higher priority to real time. And this is the type of situation like that weird hitching I was getting. Typically helps with something like that, and for a sample size of 1, it seems to have helped so far at least. We'll see how that continues. Can't control every variable, but in this case it actually does seem like it helped. Okay, so we have to just run up to these, I think, unlock them. I also have, concerning leveling fast, some Destiny points. Only 372,000 of them, but I have some uses of the bonus XP from that. Oh, no ice giant guarding this. Well, the other ice giant's just sitting there doing nothing. Might as well just recover it. So Vash, you are wondering what skirmishes are, and they are a type of instance that are kind of like regular dungeons, but you can scale the group size. You can do solo, duo, 3-man, 6-man, raid, and you can also scale the tier for difficulty, 1, 2, and 3. And you basically run through them, either defending an objective for a defensive skirmish, imagine that, or attacking enemies and trying to capture locations for an offensive skirmish. They're not too relevant nowadays for rewards, but you should get the skirmish tutorial at level 20 if you have not come across that yet. That's not to say they're entirely useless. Some lower level players might find them a little bit useful, or even higher level players might find them a little bit useful if you don't run that many pieces of group content, that many dungeons. Because then they're a decent source for marks and medallions, which you can barter some things for, like cosmetics and low-level crafting stuff would be the big things. I also didn't even realize I got all 4. Okay, this is, I think, just LOTRO being bad in the skirmish. Skirmish, I mean mission. Yeah, quests are always good, especially if you want story. Skirmishes, and even missions for that matter, maybe beyond the first run, don't really have much story element, and definitely no story progression going on with them. The hiding. Do we go up? Do we go down? Well, down looks a little scary. I think I've done this mission as well. This one, if I remember correctly, took kind of a while, because not necessarily because you had to kill so many dwarves, which is only 12 of them, but you have to destroy, you have to click 20 things, which for a mission is a lot of things. Yes, if you don't do side quests, that is true, that you will probably, if you want to keep up with the main quest and you don't do any of the side quests along the way, you will probably need an extra source for XP, which missions and skirmishes can be great for. Hello, Dave. Yes, things are going well. So, I've tried, as you all maybe know, I typically try to stand while I stream, because I have a fancy desk legs. It's not the whole desk itself, but desk legs that go up and down. So, especially while streaming, I typically like to stand or record videos, so I tried something new today. And what I used to stand on was basically a bath mat, because I just had nothing else, and it was better than nothing, but I tried to put this thing under it, but I don't think that's overall comfortable. At first it was comfortable, but it doesn't seem to be all that great for my feet. I might eventually try to get a proper standing mat. Definitely some lag in this mission. Finally called it the right thing. I was so close to calling it a skirmish again. Yeah, so Kill the Chemist, one of the things with low-level legendary items that I don't think is great is you actually cannot use each of the types of traceries. So I believe at the level 56 Reforge, you will be able to use the heraldry finally. It, to me, is not great that that's the case, but that is the way it is. You might be able to use it when you get your legendary weapon. By weapon, I mean your melee weapon. That's what hunters use for their legendary item. Very confusing terminology, I think, but anyway. Yep. As far as slippers go, I don't like house shoes. They, even when my feet are cold, they tend to make my feet sweat and just be uncomfortable. I also, maybe certain shoes would be different, but I also don't necessarily like just standing in shoes. I'd rather not wear shoes if possible. But yeah, the main, like, what's the right word? The main thing that hinders, I still don't like that word, but anyway, the main thing that keeps me from liking standing as much as I might otherwise like to stand is basically at my feet. Standing really does help, at least for me, with my back. And even though my legs, yeah, they can get sore, especially if I don't move them and reposition a little bit, they feel generally better than sitting. It also makes sitting more comfortable, like after standing for such a long time. Missed my gambit, but these low health mobs, doesn't matter. But yeah, all this long story is basically to say that I'm ready to sit. The cat traveled from... Oh, wrong one. So, y'all cannot see this all that much. Let's actually... Oh, there we go. So the cat traveled, she was... Oh, actually up from here even more. I think that might be all this goes up. And I can get that high. Anyway, the cat traveled from up here above Enedoi. She was like in Eriador, a little bit Moria up there, and she traveled all the way south to basically Gondor, maybe been a little bit Harad area. Fun travels. Okay, this time skipping the Gambit Builder, that's a lot of lag. That time it didn't skip the Mastery though. Oh, that time it skipped actually me using the Gambit. Cute cat, beautiful cat. I think she already knew it. Okay. This mission, it was slow, but it wasn't too horrible. I didn't have to run back for anything, actually. Got everything along the way. Which is basically the way to do missions. At least these ones that are fairly involved. This lag is not helping me here. Okay, I believe Ozma, she will have all of these. And even if I have done these missions before, just like in general on different characters, clearly this set I have not done on this character, so they're beneficial for him with that. I think, ooh, this one, the first time I did this mission, it took forever because it is so hard to find the tools. So I'm just going to do a little circle around, and we're going to have to go through this in a very particular way to make sure we don't miss any of the lost tools. I'm going to actually try this. This is the second time I've run this mission. I'm going to try to do this in under like 20. It's embarrassingly long how long it took me last time. It's been quite a while, but I think it took like 20-30 minutes to get through. Zening, you said game is lagging like crazy tonight. Definitely is on Landreval as well. Sounds like you were on the Crick Hollow server. That's not good. Oh yeah, so thinking about server issues is how I started to think of this, but Brawler, that is the server name for LOTRO's beta server. So what's been really interesting events happening the past, let's see, today is Saturday. Okay, the past few days is basically everybody expected another round of beta, the third round of beta for Before the Shadow, to come out on Wednesday and go to Friday, because Standing Stone Games has a kind of ridiculous, I actually do mean in a bad way, schedule for their betas. But that's typically when the betas are, so everybody expected that the week before the expansion launched to have another beta, but then on Wednesday time went on and no word from developers and all that with beta. Eventually, I think late in the afternoon, they mentioned that there will not be a beta. They were having issues getting it up or whatever. Which is concerning because Before the Shadow was not in the best state. While there are a lot of interesting things, and I think the update will be great for the game, especially with even some of the non-expansion content changes, it still needed a lot of polishing, some of the features, at least stuff that I ran and what I've heard from other players that have encountered a lot of bugs. So it definitely seemed like it needed another beta. But then after that, they mentioned that... Okay, I think I will go this way. They mentioned that hey, the expansion is going to be delayed. But still, with that, even though the expansion's been delayed till November 15th, we still don't have another beta this week. So hopefully we get another beta next week, but I don't know. I at least think it would be useful to get another beta. It was really concerning even with Before the Shadow, before the beta even came. So before the beta, I expected there to be a beta earlier. That didn't really work out. But anyway, yes, it was concerning quite a bit before the Shadow beta started that there was no beta. Compared to especially recent updates, even more minor updates, they have typically had betas a lot earlier and started testing a lot earlier, but this one's been kind of late. So there are a number of concerns, I guess, regarding the experience with that. So if you're expecting a perfectly polished expansion, maybe temper your expectations a little bit. That's at least how I would end up treating it for myself. I don't want it to be like a buggy experience or like just feeling like it needs a good quality of life update to fix things that feel like they should have been fixed in a beta, but that's definitely a possibility, it seems like. On a more positive note, while this particular mission, sure, it took me a very long time to run through the first time because of the thematically ridiculous what are these called? Lost Tools, Weathered Ice Pick that I was looking for, just the last one I was looking for the entire time. I really love this environment. It's just a distant snowfield. You could kind of guess that this is even Forwardway type area. It's a little bit reminiscent of Forkill. So it's kind of like distant snowfield. Could be around Gundabad. I mean, it's kind of mountainous terrain all around, but it's really hard to tell. The maps aren't great with this, but perhaps it's even closer to Ingmar, and some things remind me of Forkill, so it's just kind of neat to think that this could be somewhere nearby the what's that called? The Iron Pass? That's the Iron Span, but anyway, it could be somewhere around there. Okay, let's make sure we're not missing any picks, still have floaty names on. And yeah, whatever reason they want it delayed, we would hope that testing would be able to help with that. I can stop hiccuping here. I also, just because we're on about it, every time I have to mention this, but the reason I say their beta schedule makes no sense is because they don't run betas over the weekend, and that's something I really think that Standing Stone Games could improve, is actually having their betas go over the weekend when people can play them, and you'd probably get more people to test and give feedback. That's the whole point of a beta, if they ran them over the weekend. Like, there is a reason that games have beta weekends. And a reason they're called beta weekends. Let's see. Curdled Wheels. If you haven't checked out my leveling guide, I do recommend that. I would have a lot more information on possibilities for your level, but I think Trollshaws could be interesting because it's level 35. There's also, if you are interested, the book quests are right around there. Oh no, that would be book 3, if I remember correctly. Okay, so we've gotten 8 tools. Wait, I have one targeted. So that'll be tool number 9. Again, the last time I ran this, I spent a very long time searching for the last tool, the 10th tool. I think I remember where it is, because it's one I have not gotten yet. But I'm also curious if they just have fix this mission, because this is a complaint that like not only I have had, I know other people have had this experience of not finding all the tools, but there is tool number 10. I am curious though if they've added more tools, because that was the big thing I was talking about during this mission. Just if they had more than 10 tools, then you'd be all set, but they had it at least where there were 10 tools and that was it. And I'm not seeing an 11th, basically. So I was fortunate this time to go through this in a very methodological way, where I made sure I would encounter every like possible area for a tool, so I have all 10, but it did make it take a little bit longer, and it wasn't the most fun doing it that way, I will say. If they just added more tools, I think it would help make this particular mission more interesting. Target an actionable item. So there are a couple ways. Delete is the one I use that selects, I believe, the nearest target. We can even look in key mapping. There is also, yep, extract, previous track. There is another one that I was going to recommend that some people like. Nearest item is delete. Nearest foe, select self. Oh, those are foes, okay. So yeah, select nearest item is delete, but also select next item. I might make, I don't know what's bound to backspace. Can you search backspace? Okay. What is bound to backspace? Actually, I have no idea. But yeah, recommendation that some people have made for select next item. So it cycles through them instead of just going to nearest. Typically I prefer nearest, but next item, people have recommended backspace. So nearest foe is actually backspace. I did not know that. So I'll probably make next item backspace. It's just something you reminded me of. Thought I could try that. So nearest foe. What's oh, that's auto attack, the tilde button. Only available during combat. Oh, that's F1. I actually am curious. Yeah, no, that defaults to F1. Okay, that is my fancy G1 key. Anyway, oh, recover a lost journal. Okay, there it is. Phew. I was like, maybe this is what I was searching the whole time for last time, but no, it's just a pick, I think. Okay, clearly have inventory issues here. I also have tons of virtue XP, but I'm, oddly enough, not going to be using those yet. I think I can go ahead and use the accelerators. It's just accelerate, so when I get virtue XP, I'll get double. I think they might be from the Before the Shadow expansion pre-order thing, but anyway, I'm going to send the big virtue XP things to Louisden just so to free up space, really. And now I can loot all this stuff, and there we go, my inventory is all set. Heritage runes. Ideally, I would actually get a level 85 character just to use those heritage runes. It's kind of sucky that it works that way, because I don't think a system is a good system if you have to get, let's see, try to say this and make sense. To be the most efficient possible with the system, you need a level 45 alt, a level 85 alt, 95, 100, 105, whatever the levels are for the minimum levels for the heritage runes, you need like an alt at that level. So you need a whole bunch of alts to get the most out of the reward track, really. That's what it ultimately boils down to get the most out of your LI XP, heritage runes, and then that will be to get the most out of the reward track. I don't think a system is a good system if that's the case. Now, where it's a little bit more complicated to me is what is the solution? Because the idea of using heritage runes I don't think is too bad, but the way it works out in reality I don't think is good. So yeah, that's one reason I don't use all my stacked heritage runes that if we remember to log into Luiden, you'll get to see later. It's because I don't necessarily... Does this guy actually resist? What is my finesse? Like, if I see a mob resist me, that means I need more finesse. Do I have wit equipped? I even have wit equipped. It's probably because I'm higher level into Gundabad, but then I also still have a lot of level 130 gear, so I'm not too worried about it, but our resist is very noticeable sometimes. Also, our priority is to not kill mobs, it's to destroy burrows. I know it's weird. Oh, I guess I was going south, but not anymore. Davey said LOTRO has the most enjoyable crafting system of any MMO. I don't think LOTRO's crafting system is bad per se, but for me, because I have a lot of high level characters, it's not the most exciting at high levels. But I think at low levels, I could agree that it's a pretty good crafting system. The reason high versus low levels is I think low level crafting in LOTRO has a few features and just things about it that high level crafting does not have. And similarly, technically there is guild crafting at low levels, but it's less prominent at low levels. Feels less necessary. So this seems like it's set up that you could go north or south and eventually it circles around. We'll see if that's the case. How expensive LOTRO was in the past? I think it's kind of similar to what it would be today. They would release an expansion every 2 years, I think was roughly the schedule to start, and that's what they're on now at least. Now with a mini expansion in between. And then also if you kept up with the subscription, you had everything outside of the expansions. I guess over time there have been more expansions, so it's gotten more expensive in that way, but then they had the monetization changes earlier this year. Also, with all the free-to-play options and content that you get as a free-to-play player, that's definitely lessened the burden for cost if you aren't a VIP. I was wondering where we're going up to. Welcome back, Bella. Just in time for the yawn. Okay, I'm guessing I was supposed to get all the burrows and then we'll fight like an end boss here and have the dwarf make us travel, so... Yeah, that's unfortunate. I decided to turn north when I should have turned south. Definitely an inexpensive game nowadays. So, Vassiller, you're wondering if the delving system is going to be more than just an alternate way to gear. You enjoyed the skirmish system, but sad they abandoned it, and I hope it's going to be something more than just an alternative way to get gear. And I also really hope they do not abandon it. I think there's a lot of potential and promise with the delving system, but Standing Stone Games honestly has a track record of abandoning systems. So, can only hope that is not the case here. I think I have some concerns with the way they want to continue it in the future. So they've mentioned, I think skirmishes themselves have been mentioned, actually a place they can introduce the delving system, which maybe that's okay. But then you have to think about skirmishes already have their own difficulty tiers. Skirmishes you can actually run. Tier 1. Tier 2, Tier 3. So they have their own difficulty system then Standing Stone Games, or the delving system is like another difficulty system on top of that. So that's something that's kind of concerning, just all the interactions. Say if you're running a tier 3 skirmish with a tier 10 delving versus a tier 1 skirmish with a tier 10 delving, and also how it works with raids, because skirmishes you can run not only solo and duo like a mission. Skirmishes you can run solo, duo, 3-man, 6-man, and 12-man. Here's the little crawl I need to do. So yeah, we have to go basically right what I said. It sounds like defeat a boss who I'm guessing is right at the end of this. And also we're stuck in combat, so I can't force my march right now. And we're getting some lag. But then, I believe the latest statements from Standing Stone Games indicates that school and library will actually be the next things to get the delving system applied to them. So that's where things get really concerning for me, is cat distraction. There's a cat back there. Is when they start adding delvings to dungeons, which I don't think the whole idea, the whole premise of that is a bad thing, but just like with the whole skirmishes and different difficulty tiers and all that, I think it becomes really concerning when they'd have 2 difficulty systems for the same type of content. So a lot of dungeons nowadays go up to tier 5, so like, how would the delving system work if they transferred it to one of those more modern instances that have 5 tiers of difficulty? Are they eventually going to have, like, delvings for raids, tier 10 raids, or what is that going to look like? So basically, I have a lot of concerns there, is what I'm trying to say in short, but it really depends how they implement it for these different types of content that aren't just missions that have only one difficulty system, which is going to be the delving system in the future. I also don't know, is it always going to be an only level cap thing, or will they ever introduce it so lower level players can participate? I still stand by the idea that I'd love to see low level delvings. I'm also, yeah, I have 1.5 minutes left on this XP boost. These missions, I mean, that's the way it always is with the Gunabad missions, but they are kind of slow to run. So we can get character boosts, yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna get, and I don't even have enough room for that. I can actually feel all these XP boosts by running missions, because the character boost, I forget about this, it has a double XP, a 100% XP boost in it. Apparently, I also don't have the town services. I don't know why I'm hiccuping so much right now. Yes, we have cat number 2. I guess I've been streaming so long. She finally made it. A lot less bothersome if you cannot tell. She actually mines my space, which is kind of weird. Anyway, I have to get rid of something in my inventory. I could go to a vendor and sell, but I ain't seeing any around here. Map to Hadadbab? It's the location of the Scholar's Crafting Dungeon in Moria? It says minimum level 51, so requires Novice Seeker of Deep Places. Honestly, I'm going to use this. I don't know where this takes me. I'm not a Scholar. I actually have a Scholar, Minstrel, but let's see where this goes. Yeah, basically right where I expected in Moria. We're in the between the Chamber of Crossroads and 21st Hall. Anyway, this wasn't a total waste of time. I know my XP boost I'm not getting used out of the last minute. Wait, I have something. Oh, I have a Tome of Continual Experience, apparently. That one's got 51 minutes left. I think that's just character XP and item XP, though. It is, yeah, 10% monster kills and 5% item XP from monster kills. Kinda very minimal boost. But anyway, a quick way back, we just journey to the Hall of Bernozel, and I'll be right back where I was. Dave, you have 2 cats too. It's nice having 2 cats because they can sometimes keep each other somewhat busy. At least these 2 get along, but they were litter mates. Oh yeah, I want to turn this in. Does this give XP for turning it in? Because I would actually use an XP boost. Because again, I'll get an XP boost, so I might as well use an XP boost. We'll just use another one and see if this gives XP. That did not give XP. Oh well. Oh well. Oh yeah, Fickle Gundu leveling. This character should have that. Again, I have not... Well, I might have done the solo version. Let's try that. Can we run solo tier 3? Okay, I did not think so. Might as well run at the level cap, right? We'll be slower. That's actually a real concern, running things higher level, as yes, you get more XP, but it's usually marginally more XP, and often costs a lot of time just because mobs have higher health, higher mitigations, your character's relatively weaker, have lower finesse, relatively lower finesse. So I anticipate it being better to run on level, but I will do this. Brr, can I watch this on stream? What do you want me to watch on stream? It's possible, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, I guess that calls the party. I've run the group version of this plenty of times, so we'll just try to hope it follows the group version. Don't we get ambushed by dwarves or something running up to the store? Do we have to activate these guys? Oh no, we have to go. That's right, you have to go east first. Oopsies, forgetting how to run this. I'm trying to skip the first boss. So far, this is just like the group version. I also wonder if my fellowship heals me at all. Like, don't these dwarves know we gotta go at a fast pace? This might actually be a bad idea. Where did all my dwarves go? Wait, where did they go? Dwarves? Hello? Well, I leveled up. They do give a ton of XP because they are elites. Here's the dwarves. Okay, they made it. They joined the party. I thought they got like chickened out or something. That was perfect time for leveling, by the way. Well, I do know to never trust this fellowship. They cannot be trusted with that. Yeah, Andrew, exactly what you said. You cannot rely on the dwarves in this instance, which is another reason to run it actually on level, because like I would have pulled every single group if I wasn't dying. Like I would have pulled this group basically. Okay, now the boss should appear or something. But yeah, that is actually pretty good XP. I can see why people run this for the reward track as well. I am... Wow, all the way up to level 42. Now that I'm actually doing stuff that gets reward track XP, it's not going too terribly. Missions are kind of like, yeah, they're kind of similar to skirmishes, but they're more like regular quests that are just in an instance and they're repeatable. They're almost like dailies, like daily quests that you would have in pretty much any MMO. But they are an instance version that you start from wherever the missions hub is for that particular set of missions. And you get a little reward for doing each mission, but main benefit for like a level cap character is the deeds associated with them and Also, they have weekly quests for them, wrapper quests as they're called. This is actually kind of crazy, the amount of XP you get in this. Because the mobs themselves, like, I know I have XP boost going on and the such, but the mobs themselves give quite a bit. Which makes sense, I mean, they're elite mobs and there's a lot of them. And yeah, actually some missions are basically mini skirmishes. I wonder if this has the exact same mechanics as the 6-man. If so, there would be some slight concerns there. I could be doing so much better with this. I wasn't planning on this fight taking so long, or I would have done a better sequence of Gambit say. Very great time to have an XP boost going on. Already down to half the XP I was getting, because obviously I lost my double XP. Bonus XP. Hello there, Salmon Fire. Oh yeah, the ones for Wildwood would be the ones you ran into. I wonder if these guys will activate them or not. No, the dwarf NPCs do not activate the mobs. Ironically though, I think the mobs are what I want to kill. I don't think I'm actually seeking necessarily the reward, so I should run into all these, shouldn't I? They don't seem to have the whole ghost thing going on. I don't remember the exact mechanics of that running this full version, but yeah. Just keep on going, that is the Warden way. If I'm standing still like that, then something's going wrong. I'm also glad the dwarf whites don't have all the annoying mechanics about them that they have in the full 6-man version. Okay, this might be getting bad again. Technically, retreating is moving, right? I'm free to fly. Well, have fun with that. And yes, tickling the like button, definitely a good idea. This is fairly entertaining as well. Oh yeah, the Fell Spirits would do like some sort of soul-sucking thing. Very Dementor-like. I don't think they do that. That was the big thing, if I remember correctly, of the 6-man version. But they don't do that here, as far as I can tell. But I would hope this is a big enough sample to see that. Oh, we actually have... These dwarves are dying. Let's just use the Horn of Erebor and they'll randomly appear again, right? That's actually funny. Well, they're useful enough that they're taking enough damage that they're dying. Am I going the wrong way, or do we need to kill everything first? There's a good chance that I just went the wrong way, though. Let's see. I don't think there's another way. I'm not used to that door being closed. Rebecca, you said you're getting into LOTRO for the first time. There we go, doors open. I can move. But you said you're getting into LOTRO for the first time. And... sorry, I have this door fight problem right now. Don't mind that I'm the one causing the problem while I'm trying to talk and respond to a comment. But you said you've watched several of my super helpful videos. Glad they've been helpful for you and help to get you going with the game. And you said, oh, cool to watch me play live. Yes, and very hectically right now, but that's more exciting to me than just sitting there killing each of these groups at once like a good elf. Oh, oh. Once I let them get close, that's when all the doom begins. Okay, where are all my friendly dwarves? We can make that defensive strike useful. Get resolution and battle memory. Okay. That's actually not a bad idea, because this is gonna be bad. That looks like Bell Spirit soup if I've ever seen it. I'm gonna have to try this on other characters. I want to, like, the next thing I want to do is go discover this on my Beorning, just to try it on him now. This is like reminiscent of old Wargpin's speed, but I think maybe overall more entertaining because you get to like run the whole thing. With Wargpins it'd be first 2 quests, reset, first 2 quests, reset. Maybe this would get tired after a while, but it's a little bit longer per run, I guess. And also, Cassie, you said you're exceedingly intoxicated, but I'm helping to entertain you and keep you grounded. And with this crazy content? Alright, now the 3 dwarves? How many is it we fight here? There they come. I wonder if they're actually the same strength as level 120s, because you see they're actually getting deflected this entire time. While they are tanking for me, that's something I have not actually noticed or paid attention to. I was like seeing all these deflects and I'm like, wow, I'm getting deflected a ton. We also have to kill other guys first. But yeah, that's something I was like, okay, I'm just getting deflected a ton. I did not actually pay attention to the NPCs are the ones getting deflected. So I wonder if that's working as intended, that also a lot of lag here, but if that's working as intended that they're still level 120, even if you set the instance to 140 and you're, sure, maybe not quite level 140, but you're kind of getting up there. Like the NPCs aren't level 137 or 138 now that I'm 138, is what I'm trying to say, or what the deal is. It's still possible at level 140, except with all this lag. Let's see. Oh. So Caledon, you said as a newcomer but long-term MMO RPG player, you're glad you're getting into this game now. Hope you are enjoying it. You're level 55 and fighting your way through Moria, leveling your legendary. It is an exciting journey. I think there's a lot of exciting times ahead as well. While I have tons of fun like getting to level 50, getting to Moria, there's definitely tons of interesting content after that, such as this place. I'd say a little bit more related just because they're dwarves. Uh-oh, enhancement rune. Okay, I have to find a way to fit that in my inventory. Well, I have 5 maps to breathe. This character doesn't need those. I also have those won't stack, of course. Well, oh, it went to, yeah, it went to my pending loot, duh. I was acting like I had to actually do that. This is also a real test if I remember which way to go without my like full group here to kind of remind me at some points. It's also been a while since we've run this, so it's, yeah, really testing my memory of where to go in this place. I'm glad my videos, Caledon, have been helpful with you getting into LOTRO and getting into the game. Eventually I might pick up these pages, but we're in a hurry here. Iron Hills is, yeah, definitely an underrated zone as well, which reminds me, I have to work on a video on most underrated zones in the game. I don't think this is right. Here we are. This place should be very exciting for XP. Not the whole, like, that the whole Thickle Gundu isn't, but this particular part of it. I'm excited to see how much XP I'll get just from this. I wonder if I can even get level 139. Oh man, things were bad earlier, they're like extremely bad now. If anybody was wondering, they're only getting worse. I don't think I quite got these eggs. Eventually I'm going to have to do damage. Wait, these are still intact. I hope my dwarves are helping me. Maybe these dwarves can actually roll to Wardens and we'll be able to do this and be helpful. I actually have enough morale taps that I'm out healing this, and I can work on damage a bit more. Things are also dying. Okay, I think I got everything. Usually want to avoid those in the group part for some reason. People just don't like killing. Oh, my health. See, I was like, okay, it's time to relax, things are dying, but no, that's not the case. We still have all these fell spears. And we have these things on the ground. I really gotta avoid those. Oh, Louis going down. Tusk Tusk. I always die at the most silly parts. Like, that's a part that I'll just say I should not have died, because that was like the easy part. And that tends to be, wait, can I not activate these? Oh well. That tends to be when I die, because I like just stop actually paying attention to my health or stop bothering to put defenses or whatever. So it's always like the worst, because that's typically what happens when I'm doing something like that. Is, okay, I got through the hard part, now just do nothing and die, is basically what happens. I also have no idea why I have this Westernist spear of Westernist make spear. Besides, I guess it looks kind of neat-ish. If I could find a matching javelin, that's honestly my biggest problem with the spear and javelins and getting cosmetics for them, is finding a matching spear and javelin is quite tough, and I'd rather those just match. All the dwarves are supposed to be natural sprinters, by the way. These dwarves are a tad bit slow. Let's see. Activate the boss, no problem with that. Oh, do we have to actually kill the things before we activate the boss? Oh, that game builder got skipped over. But yeah, another issue that I started to run into at points during the fight, I don't think necessarily when I died, was I gotta stay out of the ground areas from these strakelings. When did I start this? According to YouTube, like 20 minutes ago. That's not too bad, but I definitely feel like I've gone a bit slow. There's still a decent chunk more if I remember correctly. I don't know if it'll be the best XP, but it shouldn't be too bad. I guess with this guy, might as well just kill him. I really don't know what his mechanics are on the solo version, but based on me just standing here and doing nothing and surviving, nothing worth paying attention to is basically what I think. Oh no, all the Drakelings die. They like just go away. I can't even kill them. That's unfortunate. Lost all that XP. Should have let the boss live. Yeah, so this is... You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the third boss. The real boss we're fighting right now, though. Its name is known as Lag. Unclaimed allegiance rewards. Oh. Okay. But yeah, we'll see what it's like for the full run. And you have to click these 2 mechanisms, though. That is a big slowdown. Also, the marks and medallions, not that I like care about how many of those I get. I will point out they're not terrible. Okay, so with this, I don't think this part would be bad. You can really run through and just pull all these groups, basically. Maybe? Oh, the door has to open. Oops. And the lag has to happen. There actually are lots on. I forget that today's Saturday. It just doesn't feel like Saturday to me. Hopefully I had some dots rolling and all these guys are just about dead. There we go. But yeah, I will definitely say if there's any concern about leveling fast and good to bad, I think that concern should be no more. In Gundabad, technically in nearby territory of Thickle Gundu. Let's see how big that guy's heal is. Yeah, that was pretty tiny. Oh, no, that might have just taken a long while to go off. That could actually have been a decent heal. It was 157k, so not horrible. It just took forever. I think I'm still going the right way. See, the thing is, when we run the 6-man version of this, that is the wrong way. When we run the 6-man version of this, I'm used to everything being open, so now I'm questioning everything. They really get you at this part with in double groups, but I definitely appreciate that. Wait, I think I'm going back the same way as I came. Here we are. It ain't gonna be helpful, but I imagine this would be significantly helpful with... Wait, significantly easier with level 140 gear. Can I start the boss fight? Hello, Professor Smoothbrain. Doing good today, although getting a little bit tired because it is getting a little bit late. I started this stream late, so while I've only been going a little bit over 2 hours maybe, it is getting close to 10 o'clock. Oh yeah, we have the time change tomorrow, don't we? I wonder if I could burn through his shield at this point. I think once you kill the ads, his shield goes away. I guess this guy wasn't getting hit by any of the AoEs. That is true though, these are the real gamer hours. Wait, did his bubble not activate? I think he's done that sometimes in the 6-man where, like, you do something to do so much damage to him or something with the ads where his bubble doesn't actually activate. He's seen it enough.
Is that what you had hoped for? An end to your pursuit?
These dwarves and this character were like a little bit smarter. They might just continue to attack him while I talks and then he'd be like kinda dead. And exactly this wouldn't happen. Oh well, he left his chest behind. What do you know ahead? Nothing useful. Except I'm actually curious. Maybe exchange for cosmetics. I am actually curious if there's anything good I could trade for these in the cosmetics. Hello, NPCs? Is this not it? Hoarding vault. Quest just never finishes. Well, that's really unfortunate. That'd be like if it were a normal quest. That'd just be some extra XP. Yeah, that's where the regular instance ends. Mount and Blade Bannerlord? Is that a game? Let's see, for missions, I have... Okay, no pressing reason to run those right now. Alright, so I think... So my Beorning is 122, he could unlock that. Maybe I will unlock that for my Beorning. I think he'll need the discovery, and I'll have to remember where the discovery is, but I know the locations of the discoveries in general, but connecting which to which, we'll have to look at the map for a couple seconds. But yeah, maybe I will unlock that for my Beorning. Might be fun to just mix in every once in a while, not necessarily repeat all the time, but if I want to pop an hour of XP boost, it'd be, I think, perfectly fun to run a few times. And then maybe, is there another character that I would like to... Yeah, that's pretty much the plan, go to Thickelgundu on the map. But as we wait for logout to complete, have to think, is there another character I would want to set up tonight after the Beorning? Because I might wrap things up after we do this on the Beorning, especially considering how great XP I just got on my Warden. I don't think I have to worry all that much about just getting to level 140. We'll have plenty of time to do that in the upcoming days. We have 10 days still. And then I would like to save some time for my Warden, thinking like the theme of the stream with Before the Shadow preparations. And this particular one, yes, I do need to level, and I think in the future, I obviously will still need to level if my Warden's not level 140. But I do want to keep in mind that I want to set some time aside to get my Warden set up at level 140. So I have from Louisden, the other level 140 Warden. I have a lot of gear on him that can just be funneled down to Louis, the new main Warden. And also legendary item stuff, Virtue XP. I'll probably wait until the 10% Virtue XP boost, which I think is in December. But whenever the next Virtue XP boost weekend is, that is when I will worry about his virtues, but I wouldn't mind getting that stuff on him and maybe in his inventory in his vault. So yeah, other than just leveling, that is basically what I'd like to do on Louis. So let me fix this. Oh, whoops, moving it woke her up. Nice one. In fact, I don't know why we're even watching the loading screen when we could be watching this instead. I really need to move my router and modem. I think yeah, the modem is the one with the flashing lights back there, but I should probably move those so they're not disruptive to the cat cam. No, she wants to go rub on the microphone. Wait, there she is, her tail. Well, if she's just gonna lay there, that's okay. Vales of Anduin seems like a good place. Wait, why is my map home Beorning Hoose? That does not make sense for Beorning. Like, I can just use my return home skill and go there. I had that equipped. I don't know why I would not have it equipped anymore. Yeah. Well, we need to fix my return home. That should not be here. It should be, like, anywhere but here. I think. Well, there might actually have been slight reason. No, I don't think there's any real reason for that to be the case. So this character, I actually can. This is kind of exciting because I have tried 2 times now to run through Wells of Lengthflood in the entirety and actually get through the entire zone. It's I guess one of those zones that I would describe as Evendom. It's kind of okay, but yeah, this character at level 125, I can start Wells of Lengthflood, and I think for an alternative to just missions, I can also mix in Thickle Gundu now, and we can start that today if I find an easy way there. Strongholds of the North, Vales of Anduin. All right, we're gonna make the run. Exciting times ahead. I'm not sure I can handle this much excitement this late, but we are going to go on an adventure into dangerous areas. So my plan is to run up. So my goal, I should start with my goal, is to go to Arid Mithrin, Thickle Gundu, if I remember correctly. No, that's Kerbrine. Thickle Gundu is up here. It is in the west. I at least had that right. So we're going to go there. I eventually want to go to Scarhald as well, so this doesn't end at Thickle Gundu. And we are going to go through Wells of Lengthflood, a level 130 zone. We're going to zoom there on the worst speed while the whole world is lagging and the frills aren't loading, and we're having all sorts of issues with that. And we're going to try to pick up the Stable Masters along the way. Maybe I can discover them even though I'm only level 122. And then we'll go all the way through that. We'll maybe take the Elder Slade path. Oh, I could just go to Anak Curfew. Well, ignoring that minor detail, if this doesn't work, we can go to Anak Curfew and go the boring way. But I think going ahead and getting the Stable Masters, if that works, would be more exciting. Also, if that doesn't work, we can go to Anak Curfew through the mission Stable Masters. Either way, we will end up in Arid Mithrin, going to the north. The instance I was running on my Warden is the one I will be doing now on my Beorning, but it's Thickle Gundu, specifically the solo version. So I've run the 6-man version of that quite a bit. I don't think I ever actually did the solo version. I might have stepped into the solo version, but I don't think I remember doing all that much with it. Because usually there's not much point in running those instances, the solo version, except this one, it gave great. Is this actually his combat stance with the great axe? That's kind of funny. I clearly don't do mounted combat on the Beorning. Also have to think about, this is a really important question, but what do I want for my post-stream snack after this? I cooked some spaghetti today, but that's probably a bit heavy and messy for this late. I guess that was a scratching noise. It sounded like a cat was stuck in the laundry room. I would love strawberries if I had some. Right now I have, I think it's strawberry and pineapple flavored carbonated water in this. I was just testing it today and it's not the greatest, but while my water bottles are need to be washed, my laziness in that is rewarded. And okay, I did get the discovery. Let's see if I can do anything from here. I cannot. Laziness is rewarded by carbonated water. But anyway, Gisselwink, you said you're wondering if I have plans on playing WoW before the expansion launches, and yes, I actually do have some plans for that. It's a little bit tough, to be honest, with the LOTRO expansion being delayed. So November 15th was an important date in WoW because that is when you could start to do Chromie time, I believe, to level all the way to the cap, so I didn't have to deal with Shadowlands anymore. As in my, oh, sorry for those mouth noises, but as in my level cap that I'm implementing for my characters would be raised to the actual level cap of the game, because I am not doing Shadowlands content. So my plan was to play through a lot of LOTROs before the Shadow content, between November 8th and 15th, and probably doing a stream or two for WoW when that happens, so I could get a character or two to the level cap, whichever I decided were my favorites. But yeah, with before the Shadow being delayed, that will probably shift more of my playtime to leveling the lower level characters in WoW before the expansion launches. So that's my tentative plan for the two games moving forward. Just imagine how much better this area would look, like how much more frequently I would visit if it didn't have the ugly bushes. Love it when they make the water where you can stay on your mount. Also, my tentative plan is to get the Dragonflight expansion, but I might be a little bit weird and wait until it's out a little bit so I can maybe see a little bit more detail in what it looks like before I decide if I want to spend all the money on the expansion. But I'm really excited with WoW just because I made a video, what was it, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that, about why WoW wasn't exciting to me anymore. And I'm getting the exact opposite with this expansion. I actually don't even know what's going on with the story. I just know I haven't been interested in the WoW storyline for a long while. But just the name Dragon for Dragonflight piques my interest a little bit, because I like dragons. Which is kind of relevant to what this character in LOTRO is doing right now. Headed to the Golgundu, where there's actually the big giant boss. Big giant dragon boss for the third one. In a very dragony area. I thought actually one of these places had dragon or drake in the name. Okay, we're getting the next travel. That orc hit me, but only for like 2,200-ish damage. Not that much. Yeah, I wonder in LOTRO if they're just going to try to keep making dragons bigger and bigger to one-up the previous ones. Oh, I guess that orc was kind of chicken. He didn't want to follow me all the way down here, but got more travels unlocked. As far as next ones, there might not actually be all that much for me. Let's see, what's the best way to come out of? I think Elderslade. I'll just continue running north in the zone. It's kind of fun to travel every once in a while. That's why I sometimes like doing slow travels. Like, it gives me a little bit of a break. So Gizzlewing, pretty much both of those, yes. How come I didn't like Shadowlands? Atmosphere, questing, I think both of those. I really was not invested at all into the storyline. That had been true since... I don't even know if the storyline's connected, but I think starting with Warlords of Draenor, I just had no interest in whatever ongoing stories there were. And especially with Sylvanas, that just was like... I think I was done with it before it started. So there was that, but also what didn't help was the atmosphere. The first zone wasn't like bad looking, it was kind of interesting looking in fact, but couldn't really get into it. I think one other problem is my main character has always been my mage, even though at times I have played my shaman more, but I just don't think the mage character has been all that interesting, and I was kind of having a lot of compounding issues with him. And also that it actually had an impact, but the way they had their talent system set up didn't make me excited for my character's build. I didn't want me to attack that org and stop moving. And what else was going on that I didn't like Shadowlands? Yes, the questing. I was super bored when I was questing, and since I was so bored, I was like, kind of pointless for me to play a game while I am bored. Well, I don't see any guards here. I don't know if I can kill a mob 8 levels above me, but I got a bleed on him. Okay, we actually have a chance. There's some things I can do. Maybe. Does this actually hit? Okay, that does hit. I don't know if Relentless has a guarantee to hit, but I dealt with that guy quickly. Oops. I have no idea when they sent that in Kin chat, but somebody said hello. Yep, those are cats making noises. I don't know why, just every time a cat makes a noise, I feel the need to see what they're doing. What was I? I don't want to go across this bridge. I think I need to go down south, yeah. I totally got distracted from what I was saying, though. It's kind of interesting right at night. Like, I'd always like it to be daytime because it's all nice and bright while you're traveling. You get to see the landscape and it's almost real lighting is how I describe it, but this is a kind of interesting ride at night. Doesn't feel dangerous enough. Like, I just feel like at night it should be more dangerous here, but I'm kind of just peacefully running through, no problem. I'm only 8 levels below the zone, but no problems with that either. It's so easy for me to discover and at curfew. Like, there's very little reason for me to run here, but it's almost an achievement at this point to, like, say I just made it all the way to Anat curfew from wherever I was, Vales of Anduin. Made it through all of the Wells of Lingflood. So Bella, you tried WoW again as well. You said it's alright, but without a sub, yeah, it is pretty limited, only level 20. I was kind of surprised though. I actually have a quest, well, a mission turn in here. I feel like I have to do that at this point. I was on a mission to turn in a mission in the most ridiculous way. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, I think, because a lot of classes, at least, well, some of the classes that I played, or the classes that I played, which were only some of the classes in game up to level 20, you actually got quite a few of your abilities. I think Mage was maybe one of the big exceptions that I noticed. But then the content you had, you could technically play through a lot of content at that point, but you didn't progress, you didn't level up. A lot of people in LOTRO I know actually kind of play that way intentionally where they use the tortoise stone, but Hey, finish now. Well, like, maybe I should have popped an XP boost, or is that the only one I had to turn in? Okay, that was the only one I had to turn in. But yeah. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. In WoW, it feels kind of pointless to quest or do dungeons while not leveling, but in LOTRO, a lot of people actually specifically level cap, level lock their character, disable their XP just to stay on level with the questing content. Just a contrast between the two games. I think in WoW, the thing that might bother me a little bit about it is just how much the game is end-game oriented when I actually enjoy the leveling process and don't necessarily need to level so fast, but it's like every time people are talking about like fastest leveling or whatever, whereas I'm there to just kind of enjoy the leveling and then probably focus on leveling another character if it's fun. There's also a lot more low-level content, at least for me. Like, there are so many dungeons that you can run while leveling versus, I think, a more limited set for level cap. Again, this might have changed. I've heard that there's even beyond time walking, some older dungeons you can somehow run at the level cap. But it's something that I definitely miss. Let's say when I am, playing LOTRO, that I sometimes miss for like all these characters that I'm preparing to level. One of the things I would love to do on them is to just run dungeons to level. But that is not really a part of the game. So usually if I run group content while leveling, I have to organize the group, have to have an organized group, which is really tough to just pug. And then also, the scaling for a lot of instances is off, but quite a few of them do scale. And by off, I mean not perfect. And I think in general, questing in LOTRO is quite fun, but it's often going to be more of a solo experience. Whereas WoW, even if you're solo, it's very easy to do group content. Just pop up the dungeon finder queue and do whatever while you're waiting for the queue, and there you go, easy group content. I also think as far as investing time into actually progressing through endgame in WoW is going to be a bit tough because LOTRO still is going to be my MMO. That is the plan unless they do some drastic changes that make it otherwise. I mean, in fact, if they remove these ugly bushes, I might play the game a little bit more even. Especially from a place like this, like I can kind of see a little bit the style they might be going for by having these ugly bushes, but I still think this area would look a lot better without them. Even if they replace them with other bushes, like just less ugly ones, that would be nice. Because even these bushes, I don't particularly think they're like the prettiest, but they have some visual appeal. They actually feel like they fit in. I actually don't know exactly when we get the discovery, but I think you have to get pretty close. And yeah, Caldon, as you're kind of getting to, in the comments there, you said, WoW started to feel like a min-maxing experience. And that's what I felt like with Classic WoW quite a bit as well. It was something that just didn't interest me from a community perspective too much, while I really enjoyed leveling in that as well. I kind of just leveled the way I want and had a lot of fun actually, but so many people are just about like min-maxing, leveling as fast as possible, not doing anything that's even slightly slows you down and all that yada yada. Not that everybody was like that, but it's just a general sense you got, or at least I got, from the community. And kind of similar with raids and dungeons. That whole thing felt kind of out of whack to me. Here we are. This is the outside to the instance that I'm about to run. Oh man, a one shot. I guess I am a DPS spec. I'm so used to playing Beorning and tank spec that I was like, I forget I even have a DPS spec sometimes. Here's my upgraded L-highs going to work though. Just can't wait for dual wielding to be back. I don't know if dual wielding will actually be back, but it is an excitement for update 34 to test out. Okay, so what are we doing? Oh yeah, I was going to actually run Thickle Gundu once on this character. I'll do level 123. It's technically one level above level, but I should get that one level quite quickly. And I'm going to try the DPS spec, so just see how this goes. Kind of exciting. That'll be the wrap up of the stream, I think. So time change, I think, is tomorrow, right? Unfortunately. I wish we could stay in daylight savings time forever. Yeah, that is tomorrow. Let's see if I remember how to play Redline Beorning, which is not my favorite, but it is at a point where it's just so much faster. Yeah, I guess you can't trigger these guys, but it's so much faster than blue or yellow line that I just like feel the need to play it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't mind staying up extra late for the stream because it will be backwards an hour tomorrow anyway. It'll delay my going out and getting errands done, but what can I do? I really have no idea how this will work with Beorning, by the way. The NPCs, though, they'll be way more on level. I actually do have a concern that I want to make sure I hit everything to get credit. See, Beornings are good at AoE. Every 1 minute or so, when you can use Ferocious Roar. Might as well, I think, go ahead and use Accelerated XP. Like, this character is really just farm, I guess in farm mode, grind mode, if you want to think of it that way. To get level, whatever the next level is. Not the next level, but to get level 126 is probably good for Walls of Flame Flood, but I might honestly need to be higher. Might need to be like 127 or something before I can handle it 128. Because I won't have level 130 gear that went through this whole combo, and then he dies from one hit of it. Out of, I think, 5 total, maybe? But anyway, he won't have level 130 gear, so Wells of Flame Flood is not only just, it's like level 130 content, but it's some higher tier, higher level 130 content, if you want to think of it like that. It was released later in the expansion cycle, so it basically has higher stats than entry level 130 content. Hello? There. Kaladin, thank you very much for the $20 tip there. That will help move the, help support the content. See, it's hard to talk when it's late, but help support the content moving forward. I really do appreciate that, and cheers indeed. This is kind of hilarious with just how generally strong this character is, and the stat boost I'm getting from doing this solo. Okay, good, you can work the mechanism solo. But yeah, Kaladin, I really do appreciate that. Again, it helps support the content, the streams, the videos, all the etc. moving forward. Gotta make sure I hit these guys to get credit. I forget the NPCs are actually helpful at this level. That'd actually be a reason for me to run blue line though. Like, yes, I kill things significantly faster in red line, but I could round things up, make sure I actually hit them in AoE a lot more easily in blue line. Okay. Even these fell spirits, I think I need to attack them all to get XP. Yes, cats can definitely help the cats stay fed and comfy too. Yeah, this is gonna be, I think, oddly, because the NPCs are helpful, they kind of ironically make it slower. Oh, I also have 98 trait points on this level to 123 character. That is a tad bit OP. I think he'll be down probably, if I had to guess, to 80 something trait points in the update. It's for the greater good. I don't mind this character. I'm perfectly happy for him to lose trait points so many other characters can gain trait points. I do have the AoE targets, that tracery, but the reason for blue line is one, yes, that roar, but two, the claw swipe will be really good at just making sure it hits some enemies. As 7 targets, it looks like, with AoE tracery. And things are still dying plenty fast. Plus, I just love playing blue line. I think it's significantly more fun than red line. Mainly because there's actually meaningful mechanics to it that make sense. I think at least if the NPCs kill something without you targeting it, you don't get XP, but we could actually test that. Like, I could just blabber on about that. So, Kaladin, you said you assume Beornings are kind of like druids, sort of. I mean, in the fact that they can transform into bears or versatile, sure, but they're, I think, overall very different, actually, from druids otherwise. Like, their similarities kind of end at that. Okay, let's see if we get XP. I'm going to try very hard to not hit them. Okay, I did get XP. Do we get XP for the Fell Spirit? This will be the test. Wait, attack it. But yeah, Beornings are definitely more melee. They have no like regular caster options. Their healing is a bit different. They even heal in the bear form. Their DPS, they go in bear form to DPS. They actually do melee attacks outside of that form. Okay, so it does look like I don't need to worry about hitting everything, so the dwarves will take care of that and I'll get a credit, so we can just pull a bunch and kill what we can kill. But yeah, like swinging your axe like this is not something you would expect a druid in WoW to do. Similarly, dual wielding is a thing. There's no cat form, no moonkin form, no treant form. Is treant form? Does that still exist? I remember I was always sad when I could not go on that, and then you had to get a glyph or something. I don't even know if glyphs are still a thing. So I'll just spam Thrash, I think that's what that class is called. Try to get the AoE on it. Four-second cooldowns left. Okay. We got this. It doesn't help for the ranged guys, but I basically one-shot everything close to me. As far as the kind of other end of that, though, comparing the Beorning playstyle to another game, I still think Druid might be closest. It's kind of like a Druid... It's a Druid mixed with something melee. Warrior, maybe? Yeah, it could be kind of close to Warrior. Oh, that was it. Okay. I don't think as far as another game I played, there's really anything quite like Beorning, though. Again, besides the similarities that it has to the WoW Druid. I forget the kill order what they use in the 6-man, but I don't think it'll matter at all for this character. Oh, I don't have my buff, actually, from the Fellowship, the dwarves. There we go, I have it again. I was wondering why my damage was so low. That was, like, actually normal. Let's say overall this is probably going faster than the Warden. If I can blame the dwarves, because they're actually somewhat helpful, would be one reason. I don't think I hit anybody with that AoE. Oh well. I think I'll run back to the dwarves, might as well. Did I get all the eggs? I don't know, we can check that later. I think this has a target limit of 10, even though it doesn't say that. If I remember correctly, that would be the target limit. And I don't know if that can be increased by AoE target tracers or anything like that. It's possible it's just something I haven't looked into lately, and also haven't really had to deal with all that much. It just targets a bunch of enemies is a general way to consider it with Relentless Maul, but it does actually have a target limit. Getting really good XP though. I haven't checked my character's XP for a while, but I've gotten about half a level since I last looked, so similarly good basically for what I was running on my Warden level. Was I like 137 when I started that, or 138? I think I was 137 when I started it, but yeah, pretty similar overall. Which I would expect, maybe even a little bit more. Oh yeah, there's no eggs there. We'll see if the boss can activate, but I thought he came down when he was. No, you can just run up to him. I don't think we have all the dwarves with us, though. We'll have to look into that maybe after the boss fight. Okay, I think Relentless should hopefully be off cooldown. Yep. Although, just like with the Warden, maybe I should be careful to not kill the boss too quick so I can get some more ads killed for XP. See how long the cooldown is. 5 seconds. There should be a chest somewhere. I think I will go ahead and still run the whole thing. It is a little bit disappointing though that there's no, I guess, just final completion of the instance even when you, well, complete everything. Actually forgetting which way to go. I think we ought to go this way, right? Wait, no. It's not this one, is it? Yes, it is straight down. It's not like I just ran this or anything. And yeah, wait, I clicked 2 mechanisms. Wonder if I will level. And yeah, I could definitely see if you're on complete farm mode with this and just repeating it for XP, I could definitely see it being worth like resetting after the third boss. But still, these groups give pretty decent XP and they don't have, I guess, as much that you have to go through to quite get to them. And now that I actually remember the way, we can get to Karazgar fairly quickly, I think. Just LOS everything and then we'll have Relentless ready. Maybe? There we go. I've been in DPS spec the whole time, but this is the first time that I'm actually concerned for my health and I might have to use a potion. Let's see. Yeah, let's use a potion. Might have clicked it too late. There we go. Okay. Burglar heals me for quite a bit, but I do find it kind of funny that I've gone through all this way and this was the first time. I don't even have the dwarf NPCs, like I don't even have their buff right now. They're either so far behind or did some sort of despawning where I actually don't even have their buff to help me. Okay, I'll try to summon them real quick here. I did that, but they did not appear, which means they're probably back somewhere being unproductive. Okay, I think this should be good to go. I'm wondering if there are any other good instances like this. I guess it would really start since Mordor that you can run the solo version and just get tons of mob XP. Because if I remember correctly, I have run some where they're like the full 6-man version the whole way through, like their elites, everything like that. And I think those would be the ones to target, but I'm curious. I'm just not remembering off the top of my head which ones those are, basically. Yeah, it'd be really nice if the dwarves would come help me with this fight, at least. Like, I really just want them for their buff, to be honest. It's not like they bring all that much otherwise help, but I think they do something like double damage, maybe something like that. Also, his bubble's not going away. Oh, we'll just stand in the bad stuff, no problem. Oh. Okay, did not mean to go to human form, but it actually works out perfectly because I get to use a super buffed Relentless against him. And now we get to lag. I was going to say my Warden actually had a lot more lag during this instance, which I think slowed him down quite a bit. But it's just nice. I know people have run this a lot for the legendary items XP, but just having some alternatives for leveling in instances like this, I think this is a great option. Unfortunately, it does not come in until level 120-ish. I don't know if you can run it below 120, but it's possible. Could be like 118 or something like that. I don't know why that number's sticking out to me. But either way, it's just exciting having another option if you just want to do repeatable content for XP. The main benefit does seem to be XP. I don't know. I mean, reward track XP. That is another portion of it. There's benefit for XP other than just character leveling. Let's see, I'm already up to 48, so at the very least it's really, really good for reward track XP as well as character XP. I got about a full level. Only 120 endure, okay, that's fine. wouldn't be a significant different, but yeah, it's another option that comes in at high level. I'm trying to remember again if it's one of the Mordor instances where the solo version might actually be similar, just if you want something alternative, even if it's maybe not quite as efficient. Maybe Beorning. I wonder what that would be like. If it's any good XP. That would actually be... I'm curious enough that I want to test that real quick. I don't know if it would be any good, but... yeah, this one, if you get a... I know I have only one source of double XP, so my Warden, I think at some point I had 2 sources. I actually don't remember if I had 2 sources of double XP. I think for most of it I had 1. But anyway, this character I had 1 source of the double XP, which was the blue bar at the bottom, bonus XP. But if you use a plus 100% or even a plus 200% XP boost, I imagine you can level cap really, really quick. Dark Maul Citadel. I think for pretty much any dungeon you would have to group up. I don't know specifically Dark Maul Citadel. I don't immediately recognize that name, at least. The first one. Oh, I wonder if is it like in the intro? That new intro type thing they have that I did once and vow to never do again because I didn't like it. I think you might have to like queue through the dungeon finder to do that, is how you do it, if I remember correctly. Oh, hey, it's Lexi. I didn't even realize it was a different cat here on the left. Oopsies. They don't look that similar, do they? Oh, I was going to say while we're at the loading screen, here's a cat, but hey, we made it in. Okay, so my test is, I do actually have double XP going on. I am just, oh no, wait, yeah, Beorning. I think this is the one. We'll set it to 140, be exciting, you know. I think that's only if you choose that intro experience. If you do the, oh no, this is the wrong one. Oops. Let's get out of here. Gashon Kutat, that's the one I meant. But yeah, I think that's only if you do that new intro experience. You should be able to select the other ones to run those. Alright, we're gonna see if these guys give any good XP. Probably not as good. These are signatures. I don't know, maybe it's easier would be the upside of that. I know the ranger heal over time, if you're in range of them at least, is quite good. But we'll see. Whole lot of debuffs though. Yeah, that ain't gonna be... It might still be okay, but that did not work quite as well as I'd hoped. Ooh, Shaman is fun, I agree. This one, it's actually really important to have the rangers nearby, but if I'm going to have to struggle like that, I would probably not do this one. But I was thinking this one, I could do it in blue line, but that would be inefficient, but I'm really just testing things, not doing this quite fully seriously. But there we go, we have the rangers. The really important thing here is that you maintain these hots. They're very strong. But you could pull the whole thing, I think, really fast if you just kept going. There'd be a lot less stoppage than Thickle Gun do. That is, I think, the one consideration. And they're still similar level. There's, yes, signatures mixed in, but... Okay, actually, they're mostly signatures and then some elite masters. But either way, they're higher rank mobs, but clearly this is not going to work all that well. Because I think for it to be competitive, you would have to run through it that fast, and that's not working for this character at least. Are there any other interesting ones to just test for some reason? Court of Saragosse, that's fun. You can only run that 3-man. It's still fun though. I think Minstrel would be... Oh, I wonder what the Shokolosh is like on the 6-man version of that, or on the 1-man version of that. Yeah, Court of Saragosse does need LOE. It's just a fun place, fun instance. No, these are all normal. Never mind. I think Thickle will be the best because that's, I know people run that. But just for my own curiosity and just some comparisons. Basically, I think somebody would have found something better by now. I don't think I'll just like suddenly discover something that's better than Thickle Gundu, but really curious with some potential comparisons. I think it would have to be a 6-man for it to be worth considering at all. And I think the Gundu really is the best out of those, especially considering, like, if we go back to the Minstrel instances, how poorly that one went. Wait, where are all these? Minstrel, here they are. Yeah, how poorly the one I decided to go into, the Halls of Blacklore, how poorly that went. I think that would really be it with the options. We could try the Houses of Lamentation. I don't know what that's actually like in the solo version. I know I stepped into that one, but that's just because I picked the wrong one. I don't expect that this one would be good, though. But since we're here testing these things, I mean, I figure might as well check this one out. But based on entering it here, yeah, we have greeny mobs. That's the exact opposite of what we want. Well, on that note, is there anything exciting for this character to run? Just like something very random and quick. It's always good old school and library. Those who basically get the XP as fast as you run through them. I'll try something perhaps a little bit odd. I don't expect that this one will be good either, but we're here doing... Oh, hey, that's actually the featured instance. We're here doing a bunch of testing.
Foremost, the last capital of the fallen North Kingdom. It is here that the
I actually don't know if I can survive this in yellow line, and if things want to load.
to which Angmar has returned.
Oh yeah, I'm dying really quick. That's basically what I expected. I did not actually expect this to be possible, but we will see. I already had never surrendered trigger, which is really scary. I don't think I've gotten... Oh, I have finally gotten XP tick. Yep, that didn't work. Okay. I got similar XP though, 29,000 for a kill. It's just the whole surviving issue. There's a reason running a solo version of a 6-man is easier than the 6-man version of a 6-man. Okay, so I think with that, maybe I'll wrap up with a mission so we don't end on such a bad note. And hopefully not lag so much during it. But yeah, interesting investigations that led nowhere, which is kind of the expectation. I was hoping my character would hold up a little bit better in some of those. Especially Halls of Black Lore. The NPCs weren't all that helpful. I know on Louisden, way back when you were closer to level 120, that could be the problem. When I was actually closer to on level, it was very hard to die. Like, I'd have to work really hard to actually die from those NPCs, and you could pull pretty much the whole thing like I was trying to without issue. Could also be interesting if you decide to level a character primarily without questing. Like if you just want to do all these instance things that you can farm repeat over and over. If you do missions for low levels, like if you're doing this solo without a group, I do mean. If you do missions low level, like maybe Thickle Gundu would fall into favor more at higher levels after running so many missions. But as we keep getting more and more missions, like I think there are 40 that you can run per day is the way it's supposed to work with Before the Shadow. Maybe I should double check that that is indeed how it works at some point, but I believe that's the way it's supposed to work, is like each of the camps, it's kind of a little bit iffy to me, but we'll see on full release how it works. Western end of the hall. Well, guess what? I'm at the eastern end of the hall. This mission, Techie, is called Unwelcome Guest. It's a Gundabad mission in Gamger Tremblestone. I guess he's causing some sort of issue that we need to, like, be so rude and kill him. And guess what? Now we need to go to the east part of the mission. And I missed my turn. But anyway, yeah. I'll have to see how that works with the Before the Shadow missions, but the point is, as we like keep getting more and more updates, you'll just have more and more and more options for missions, which I think will be great. Especially if you have characters where you've like run certain missions a whole bunch of times and want to do a different set. We'll just keep getting newer and newer sets. We even have the story ones if you're interested in doing those. I still have not actually done the Further Adventures of Elrohir and Eladon. Is that what it is? Those two guys? Okay, I can't end with one mission left. Gotta do it. Plug leaks. Defeat Ukrush. Wow, this takes forever to plug this leak. Missions are worth doing for other things than XP, but they are very convenient for XP. At the level cap, they give the weekly wrappers for them, give Embers of Enchantment. Okay, I'm guessing this is going to be a very slow mission at this rate. But yeah, at the level cap, the weekly wrappers for them give... Vitality has been reduced, yet it has not. Yes, give Embers at level cap. And then also reward track XP, which is still XP. So Eladon and Elrohir missions were pretty quick and easy. That's good to know. I need to do those eventually, so maybe one of these leveling characters. I know we haven't gotten to all my leveling characters today. Again, the main focus was supposed to be on Warden, but it's fun when things don't go to plan. It usually means something very interesting, exciting takes precedence. So I'm perfectly happy having played the Warden as little as I did and still made so much XP progress as I did. I feel a lot more prepared for Before the Shadow, basically. I got my Beorning's inventory just like totally cleaned up. Obviously got him through already one of those runs. I got that other character, right? My guardian, yes, got her all set up to quest in Mordor, which I think could be an exciting adventure. I don't know if I'll hold up through the whole zone, but just a bit of an odd excitement. Maybe we can even do the first part, start that before. Every time I say before, just like, because that's what I usually say. I don't usually say, if I'm just talking about things, I don't say prior to very frequently. Like, I'm going to eat prior to leaving. I usually say I'm going to eat before leaving. The problem is every time it ends up being I'm going to, or whatever I said I was going to do, maybe I can stream before the shadow. But it'd be better to say prior to before the shadow. Maybe that's less exciting. Maybe it's a good thing that it's like before. Can't even say before the shadow expansion releases, then you have before the These are my very fun 11 p.m. commentaries. Wow, it's already 11 p.m. That means it's been like an hour since I said, okay, yeah, probably a good time to start thinking about getting wrapped up for the stream. Which again, that means there's exciting stuff to keep me up playing LOTRO, despite the ugly bushes. This mission's about as slow as these Ukrashas, though. The missions are also convenient because unlike that thing that I was just running, I think, maybe we should double check that, but that would be Elder Slade. Maybe the Orcs. I think you could maybe get Orc Slayer and even Dragonkind Slayer progress. I would hope you can. I hope those mobs count for deeds, at least. I should say is that. Quest of the War of Three Peaks. Why? Oh, that's Elder Slade. Oh no, we're supposed to be looking at Dwarfolds. Oops. Dragonkind Slayer still should count towards that, and Orc Slayer. Wait, how would I only have 9 orcs? I think that's really bad at the instance and does not count for your Slayer. I don't like that. Anyway, maybe that one doesn't really work for deeds. Maybe we could double check that too, but I think I would have defeated plenty more orcs than that. Especially the amount of times I've run that in a group. Like, I think I've run that enough times in full 6-man version to complete that deeds many times over. Can't find any quests in West Rohan. Ooh. There should be some right at the start of the zone, like where it connects into from the road into Eastern Rohan, but there might be... It's possible that there's a breadcrumb quest that you have to get from East Rohan. I honestly don't know. Well, that's not the way I meant to phrase it. Entwade would be where you want to try to start. I meant to say I don't know, and I honestly will not care at all going forward, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, Goblin Snacks, you're saying you have to do the West Rohan book quest. That's what I was thinking. There might have been something, because at that point in the game, they have the zone quest and the book quest like really integrally tied together. Very integrated. That might be a better, shorter way to phrase it. Using that has no effect. Well. Ooh, Crush Matron. I thought that was the dude in Din of Pugluk. This must be like mini Matron. Well, I guess we gotta search around this whole thing for the Matron. I think there's also something similar. It could be the other way around though, where you need to do like so many zone quests before you can advance the book quest. It's one of the complaints I have about the West Rohan questing. I really did try to like West Rohan, but I just could not like it. I actually tried. Way back when. Way back when, as in just like... Okay, it was more than a few months ago, but maybe like a couple of years ago. Let's see, was it before I moved? Not just recently moved this August, but moved... I think it was... Yeah, it was after. After, definitely, yes. It was like right when I came back and I was like, okay... Thought it was exciting to try West Rohan, but apparently not. Okay, the boss is probably... That looks like a boss room. I don't know why I searched all these places. And just gotta... My 11 AM brain basically doesn't work. There's a Crush Matron. Yeah, she's like the mini Matron. And mission is complete, so I can talk to Ozma. I guess I can get my mission reward. The currency is actually somewhat useful here. Compared to other missions, especially considering there's no like rep requirements with it.
Gundabad is rife with foes. Be wary. Gundabad shall be ours at last.
One you could trade for Relics of Gundabad if you want to, but yeah, the gear is not that bad for just starter, and since it's bind on acquire, it's something this character would have to get, assuming I want the shoulder pad. I don't 100% know that I will, unless I get enough Din of Pugluk runs, but yeah. I anticipate wanting at least the shoulder on this character, and if he for some reason cannot get some starter gear elsewhere that is easy to get, could potentially want the ring for some good old tactical mitigation. So a couple possibilities there that is actually worth spending the currency on, and of course all the cosmetics are... They don't even have a thing for cosmetics. But anyway, all the housing items, I mean, probably not for me, but it's something that could potentially be useful for my kin house if they wanted that, and I want to do that. But yeah, I think at that point, let me log out this character just to preserve his precious 9 minutes of XP boost. Which really doesn't matter. He's level 138, so I think whatever I do on him in the future, it will be fairly easy to level him up and won't have to worry about that too much. So feel good position with that Warden. The Beorning's all set, excited for eventually Wells of Blank Blood. Guardian set for Mordor. And I think those are the main characters I prepared. I don't think I actually made it to the Lore Master if I remember correctly. But he's more of... So if the Warden is the highest tier, Beorning and Guardian would be next tier. Oh, Minstrel. So it'd actually be Beorning, Minstrel, and the Guardian. I don't know when I'll have time to level all these characters, but it's exciting that I am excited. Like, it's actually exciting for me to consider playing them and leveling them with the whole trait point change. Seemingly minor. I'll have a video, by the way. I might have mentioned this earlier in the stream. I don't remember, but I will have a video on the trait point change. I think it'll be a really good video. So hopefully I'll look forward to that. The plan is to have that Monday, if I get enough done tomorrow, and I still have to edit the video. But I am excited for that, and hopefully you all will enjoy it. But that's what I have planned. I haven't even talked about future content, but that is what I have planned next. I don't know if this game will ever respawn, and we will maybe log into another character or just stay on the character select screen. But either way, that is the plan for upcoming content. We'll probably have LOTRO streams, maybe another WoW stream next week, depending on how things fit. And then beyond that, definitely looking forward to Before the Shadow. We'll see if they have another beta round. I don't know that I'll spend all too much time in the beta, considering it's been... Oh, I've already checked out quite a bit. Hey, there we go. Now we can log into a character for not much reason. Maybe we haven't logged into the Minstrel, and he is one of the higher priority ones, so I'll check him out. Oh, and Warden. There are so many things going on. Like, I have so many different little projects going on with characters in this game. But yeah, Warden, I don't want to abandon him. I do want to continue him eventually, but then I'll also have a new character. Like, I'm thinking a Runekeeper that I'll be leveling through the Before the Shadow content. So lots of low-level characters, lots of leveling characters, and even some medium high-level characters nowadays, which is a bit unusual. Anyway, yeah, that's content to look forward to in the future a whole lot. We'll see what actually gets done, but hopefully I do get through a decent chunk of that. And you know, leveling's pretty much always exciting, so I can always look forward to that. And here we finally have a cat, so we can get rid of the loading screen and doing nothing in game. And on that note, I hope you all enjoyed everything that we did in game and outside of game. And if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And again, I want to thank Kaladin and for the tip, and thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.